she did.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome as you hear that laughter in the background. If you were only privy to the conversation that was happening off air before we started, I am Etepo Queen of the Place to Be Reviews, and this is episode 44. Who are these people? Well, we've got a robust, veritable cornucopia of colorful characters, a cavalcade, if you will, this evening. Started off by my wonderful co-host, Monica. Hi, Monica.
Hi.
And we will go right down the list, somewhat alphabetically. Cody from Goober Brothers Entertainment. How you doing, brother? Welcome back.
Oh my God, I'm so happy to be here. Thanks, Pete.
Stunning and brave. Super. We started already with the soy boys. Oh, no. Next, my brother from another mother. He is the CEO, owner, operator of Raiders of the Lost Flicks. Ladies and gentlemen, the Groovinator.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, alleged chud incels, it's your boy, your favorite alleged chud incel, I, the Groovinator, owner and operator of RaidersLostFlicks.com. How the hell are you doing tonight?
Excellent, man. Thank you for being on. Good to have you back, as always. Next on our roster of characters tonight, and he is an owner of many characters. He is Mr. Sal Vador of 2 Cent Toys. How you doing, Sal? Thank you for joining us for the first time.
I'm just happy to be here. How are you?
I'm great, man. I'm glad you were in the chat last time. I'm glad to have you on tonight. We've been on. We were on the Toy Collector stream together, and what was that? This was what a couple months ago, wasn't it?
Just about. It was right after. Gosh, not even right after, but it was maybe a couple weeks after New York Toy Fair, I think.
All right, and I have to be honest, a lot of that conversation, like some of the action figures and stuff you guys are talking about, I'm like, I have no idea. I'm just going to mute my mic. I don't know what's going on here.
I'm looking forward to that segment.
Yeah, I am too. And last, but certainly not least, Mr. I'm going to open with a line about mass shootings. Tap and Die is here. How you doing, Tap?
Oh my lord.
Oh no!
And I'm out.
Oh, I'm doing swell.
And Monica has left the program. Oh my goodness. Tonight we are going to start with a discussion that we've had almost ad nauseum, but not quite yet. But it's still to the point where I feel it needs to be discussed because, well, we should. It is, of course.
Oh, go ahead.
Lashana Lynch.
Anyone notice their last name is Lynch?
Oh,
And you know.
I wasn't touching that one when I was like, nope.
Yes, you were.
No, I fucking did not. I danced right around.
I keep getting called nasty names every time I call her Lashonda instead of Lashana. I just keep wanting to put a D in the name, and I don't know why.
Lashonda.
Am I the only one that thinks of LaFonda?
LaFonda, yep.
Which is the one from Napoleon Dynamite?
LaFonda. Things are getting pretty serious right now.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, it hurts. All right, I'm sharing the...
That's what she said.
There she is. Ladies and gentlemen, Monica. She'll be here all night. Okay.
I was trying to let it go, but I couldn't.
You couldn't let it go?
Let it go.
No.
Let it go.
Say it.
Let it go. All right. So speaking of letting it go, this article is and I'm going to apologize in advance for this. It's from Vox. Yeah. And I'm doing the read through on my phone. I am not putting it on my computer this time. There will be no browser crashes. So there's that. Lashana Lynch will reportedly be the new 007, but she probably won't be the next James Bond. Yeah. Well, she's not. She's not a tranny, so of course she's not going to be James Bond. She's not Bruce Jenner, for God's sakes, or was that MMA fighter Fallon Fox? That was.
She's no Grace Jones.
No.
I'm gonna go on a limb and guess that they're just floating this around out there just to see how the audiences, if there are any left after the movie comes out, if there are any audiences, how they're going to take to this, and then where to proceed forward.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't understand why Phoebe hyphen would have built it up this much if she wasn't planning on making this to be a permanent thing.
No, and why do you like literally come out and say right off the bat that this needs to be a movie made for the Me Too era to make James Bond see he's such a misogynist and a womanizer and all this? It's like I'm not, like I said, and I've come out and said it before. I'm not the hugest James Bond fan on earth. I am not, and I know there are those of you on this panel that are much bigger James Bond fans than I am. I'm a casual fan at best. But I don't like to see IPs bastardized when they've been around as long as this one.
I'm a fan, probably not as much as Jeff Hicks, but I do think that Hollywood is more concerned. This is something that David and I were talking about on Sunday on our live stream. Was they're more concerned about getting woke points out there, like basically getting something out there to where they can say, okay, this, they want argument topics is what it is. That's more important than actually making any kind of money whatsoever. So that way, if you don't like, or if you question, or if you're concerned at all whatsoever about the choices that are being made, you can be labeled an ist and be accused of practicing an ism. Just fill in one of the random blanks, and there you go.
Well, it's like they say, it's the SJW bingo, or they shuffle the deck and it's like they draw, like I literally made that Wooly Willy comment about her eyebrows. I'm like, like somebody please tell me what is up with those eyebrows. And this dude is automatically, and I screenshotted this shit. He's like automatically, like, you're such a racist. I'm like, first of all, Wooly Willy was a fucking board game character, and I was like, and that's what another guy, JC actually made. You guys know JC from the World Class group, I'm sure. He made that comment. He's like, shuffles the deck, draws eyebrows. You're racist. I'm like, it's like, Jesus, dude. I'm like, and the thing is, I don't want to attack her on her aesthetics because I want to say that she probably, and I understand casting a virtual unknown in this role because she has 18 acting credits to her name. And the most prominent of them was Captain Marvel. And she only had what? I mean, she didn't have.
I was just going to say, don't you find it convenient that this is also the person that was right alongside Captain Marvel in the infamous trailer that says, we got to show these boys how it's done?
Yep.
It's too convenient.
It is. It's like I almost feel like a tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist for that, but at the same time, like you said, it's like it's too convenient. Is it? Yeah. What say you, Sal?
I say lots of things, but none of them appropriate.
Well, we're fine with inappropriate here.
I get the casting of an unknown because the reasons that seems to be the going trend for Hollywood. As for this whole James Bond business, they're like, but not likely to be the next James Bond. Well, fucking obviously. But this whole, she's going to take the moniker 007, what have you. My question for that is, why hasn't there been a new 006 after Sean Bean was killed in GoldenEye? Why hasn't there been a 005, 00 whatever in the last, 4 movies? It seems like it's all been about James Bond as 007.
Yeah, they really haven't went back and included anything like that. So, yeah.
And why float this out there this early? And the thing that irritates me is okay, all the articles say, okay, well, this is going to be a popcorn dropping moment. Well, why?
Yep.
Not anymore. You've already told the entire world that this is going to happen. So you've already spoiled your popcorn dropping moment. I wasn't holding popcorn when I read the article on Esquire or Yahoo News or wherever the hell it was leaked to. Pick a random sharticle website, and I don't usually eat popcorn when I'm reading that crap. Yeah, there you go. Gossip Cop. Represent.
I ask this because I don't know, but do you know who currently owns the property for James Bond, like the IP?
Let's see. We can look that up real quick. Let's
Sony?
see. Okay, Google.
I think it's Sony.
Who owns the James Bond franchise? Tell me, John.
It's not Eon or Ion, whatever the hell it's called.
EON Productions Limited. And Don Jacques LLC are wholly owned and controlled by the Wilson Broccoli family. Don Jacques is a U.S.-based company that co-owns with Metro Goldwyn Mayer Studios the copyright to existing James Bond films and controls the right to future James Bond films, to produce future James Bond films. So it's EON Productions Limited. So that's who owns them.
Yep, Metro Golden Mayer, distributed by United Artists.
Okay, so I'm just curious because it seems like Disney may be trying to slowly snake their way into that franchise because they've got what's her nuts writing the screenplay for it. And she played that fucking fembot solo, and they've got the female 007 who was in a Captain Marvel movie. So it's 2 Disney properties that people attach them going into this new property. So I'm curious if they're trying to put their clutches on James Bond and try and acquire that as well.
That's Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Yes, Phoebe
from,
hyphen.
That she created that show Killing Eve or whatever with Sandra Oh.
Fleabag. Fleabag. Yeah. That's something I ever want to sit through. Yeah.
2 things I've never heard of until she showed up.
Yeah.
In the last.
Yep.
Maybe secretly plugging those shows. I'm not going to watch them, but there you go.
So this is okay. So it says until now there's been, and this is by, let's see, who's this author of this? Probably going to be like a Pulitzer Prize. Scott Mendelson. He writes for Vox. It's Aja Romano.
No hyphens. Okay.
No
hyphens.
Checking for hyphens. Yeah.
No hyphens. So we got, until now, there's been no shortage of rumors and speculation about Bond 25, and I'm echoing here. The 55-year-old James Bond franchise, we can now add another rumor to the pile. This one about a different, exciting choice to wear the mantle of 007. Captain Marvel's Lashana Lynch. I love how they plug her as Captain Marvel's Lashana Lynch because you would not know her from anything else. Like, we can IMDb her, and there's 18 film credits. 2 are forthcoming because one of them is Bond 25, and then there's one after that. But most of hers have been like a couple appearances here and there on TV shows. What I'm guessing is probably in England or Europe somewhere. I don't know where she's from. But the rumor comes from an anonymous source quoted in the Daily Mail. According to the Mail's source, in director Cary Fukunaga's 2020 film, Lynch takes over the role of 007 after Daniel Craig's James Bond goes into retirement. Lynch had previously been confirmed as part of the cast, but was said to be playing a character named Nomi, and that's what she's listed as on IMDb. It seems as if that moniker is an alias along with the famous spy title. Lynch assuming the role of 007 in Bond 25 doesn't mean she's a true replacement for the historically white male lead. However, the Daily Mail reports that Craig also remains a major part of the story. His Bond rapidly comes out of retirement during the film in order to face off against Rami Malek's villain. And see, I have no idea what villain Rami Malek was playing because
James Bond is actually a star in his own movie. Wow. Man, they're
Who
getting
would have thunk it?
I know that's asking a lot. But I don't. What was the last Bond? Was it Spectre? Was that the last? Okay,
yeah, it had a fantastic opening sequence, and then there's like this whole other movie that just kind of falls off a cliff into just boredom.
Mm-hmm.
Just really dull movie.
Yep.
And it shouldn't have been dull because they had Christoph freaking Waltz as a villain, which should have been a slam dunk.
He's amazing.
He's written really poor, and he's even weaker than most of like the weaker villains in the James Bond franchise. So extremely disappointed there. It was a wasted opportunity. You had the whole Mexico City sequence, which is amazing. If you're ever watching Spectre, just watch that sequence and then turn it off before the song starts, because that's a whole discussion all by itself. That song hurts my ear holes.
Hashtag Peter Dinklage for Hot Job.
Oh.
Yeah, that would be money right there for a new take on Odd Job. Let me take a minute here to shout out to the chat. We got Channel Dad Brian Lape in the chat. David Applegate, Linkalect7, who was one of the stars of the meme that I made for the show picture today, the Appalachian American. I see, let's see, Monica's in the chat too. Hi, Monica.
Hi.
Oh,
But
hi,
yeah,
Mark.
so yeah, this let's see, Spectre sucked, but Batista was pretty cool in it. He still couldn't save the dumpster fire though. Yeah, I haven't seen Spectre. I watched Casino Royale and I watched Quantum of Solace came out after that, I believe. I watched those and that was basically it. I was like, I don't
would
know.
say probably Casino Royale and Skyfall are the only things that Daniel Craig happens to be in of note, and not necessarily because of Daniel Craig. He just happened to be in movies that were kind of written rather well. And Casino Royale actually had a pretty decent villain. I'll have to give him that.
Yeah.
I liked Skyfall quite a bit.
Yeah, Skyfall was pretty good. But one thing that nobody's talking about, though, that I don't get is, okay, so I understand that Hollywood is basically making all of these woke points because they're trying to get out from under a lot of dark things that happened out in Hollywood for several years, in lieu of the whole hashtag era and producers being found, for who I'm talking about. But do they realize that not all men are part of, or are guilty of the same transgressions? Do they realize that we have money too to watch these things?
I don't think they do, because they keep reaching for this just non-existent audience that it's like 11 people on Twitter. And it's the same 11 people that scream about everything that they find, quote unquote, and I hate even saying this word, problematic. I hate that word. Problematic. Because you can just see somebody sitting there with air quotes just going, here, fuck it, I'm going to turn my camera on for a second. I'm just going to do it. It's like they'll just be sitting there. Hang on. This bitch.
I mean, I don't know what toxic masculinity means, but I mean,
you just ruined it.
Just masculinity in general. I don't get it.
That was problematic, Adam, you son of a bitch. But yeah, that whole hashtag everything is just, and like you said, the Gillette ad, the toxic masculinity Gillette ad, that take on everything was like that. Just pretty much just pigeonholes every man. Well, every white guy, and it's like, what? Like that whole commercial was fucking problematic.
Did you see the transgender one though?
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Probably try to block it out with a fucking lobotomy. I don't know.
Let's not talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's just not. Yeah,
Let me just. Yeah, no.
I just don't. I don't know why if you're making movies, especially when the box office is doing as poorly as it is, why you would want to exclude any group of people. But like I said, they're not interested in making anything. They're interested in making statements. They're basically trying to demonstrate to everybody that we're on
They're
top
down
of the
with
thing.
the people.
Yeah, we're down with the people, and if we have to take a loss, then hopefully we'll win you back later with our admiration and respect. But I don't know how that business model is going to work long term.
It's not.
It's not survivable.
That is a non-sustainable business model. Absolutely, they don't. It's like sometimes they're so good at playing the long game, and then there's just other times where it's terrible. They can't. It doesn't work, and this isn't going to work either. This whole movement it's going to die out eventually. It's not. Everything goes. I would hope it's cyclical and just kind of runs its course like an infection. But God, it's
going on like what 5 years now of this.
It's
just been slowly swelling and getting worse and worse and worse every year. To the
you got pus coming out of it and everything.
There's literally nothing left to even grasp onto anymore.
It feels like, and especially in entertainment, the last. I'd say this probably started in like 2012, 2013, at least.
Even longer.
Mainstream entertainment. It feels like they should just call it the eggshell movement, because you're walking on eggshells every time you put out a trailer or release a script or anything.
Yep.
I find it's a funny, had an interesting theory because, on the toilet where I do my best thinking. And I just thought it would be really, really funny if the people in Hollywood were so sick of all these remakes and were wanting to make original content that they are purposely redoing all these properties and doing such a shit job so they get everyone else on board to say, stop doing these remakes. So then they have the opportunity to make these, small films that otherwise wouldn't have a chance to be in a regular blockbuster movie theater. I think it's horse shit, but it's something I chew on from
Well,
time to
yeah,
time.
I'd like to see something that's original, that's not like an art house film. Like, I don't want to see a movie about, a hermaphrodite that's addicted to heroin and wants to be a ballerina. I want to see something that's original, but aimed at everybody. You know what I mean? Not a select, people that go to see a film. I want to see a movie. I want the fun stuff to come back again.
Right.
No.
I feel like the best way
Not gonna happen.
That hermaphrodite movie sounds pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does a plie in the tutu and the Frankenbeans are hanging out.
There's like a lot of sad violin music in the background, accordion music. It's probably all shot in black and white.
That's
It's
exactly
about
what I was
80
gonna
minutes
say.
long.
Black
Yeah.
and white.
There has to be a lit cigarette hanging out underneath of a naked bulb. Everyone.
Correct. Yeah. And that's about 10 minutes of the same scene.
Hey, I think we just made another movie idea.
We do.
Let's get it written down. Let's write that down.
We make them on the fly. We always do that, don't we?
Let's get Ellen P to be the hermaphrodite.
How's he going to be the hermaphrodite when he's in a furry costume?
Oh my God!
You better not hear you say that.
Right to the sewer, ladies and gentlemen. Right to the sewer.
How long did it take for the show to fucking jump off the cliff tonight?
We're getting better. We're improving. We are.
It was over 10 minutes. I know that.
It took us 10 minutes to get to the sewer, so we're growing up.
That's
we're growing up.
9 minutes longer than I usually last, so it's probably.
Well, it's a long drop, so.
So
y'all are killing me.
What is the title? What do we have for a title of this movie here?
Long Nights.
Yeah, Long Nights. There you go.
Simple. Does it make any sense? Not really. But it's
directed by
artsy.
Ryan Johnson. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh
it's
God.
artsy.
Directed by Sir Ruin Johnson of the House of Roundhead. So,
who actually makes some pretty good original content, which I'm not trying to plug a channel unrelated, but Red Letter Media, they make shorts from time to time, and they're fucking hilarious, even if they're a minute and a half long, 2 minutes long. Like, they have one called what do they call it? The George Foreskin Grill.
Yeah.
It's like hysterical.
I don't miss anything from those guys. In fact, lately I've just to fall asleep at night, I've been marathoning episodes of Best of the Worst. I went all the way back to the beginning, and I've been watching them in order. And
watching. I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh no, that's where I get ideas of what movies I want to review on my channel. Like, whatever they absolutely hate or love is I'll like make a little mental note of it. I'm like, okay, well, which one of these can I force myself to sit through, and do I need an adult to get through it?
Absolutely. My friends and I in college used to do that all the time. We'd go to like the $5 bin at Walmart and get the 9 horror classics for $5, and it just be
there you go.
Not at all classics. But that's actually a quick thing, because I'm not giving up on this idea. Jeff will tell you. I was actually Macaulay Culkin shows up on their show from time to time, and it was watching an episode of Best of the Worst with him in it. And I was like, he would make a fantastic Joker.
Oh, you're the guy that did that. Okay, yeah, you're the one that put the makeup on and Photoshop and everything.
Yep.
I'm not opposed to that idea, even if it was just like a low budget spin-off. I mean, if they're going to do the Joker movies with Joaquin Phoenix, we may as well do another one with Macaulay Culkin.
Exactly. And I went on this rant with Jeff about a week ago where I said that, what I would really love to see is after they're done, maybe wait 4 years, 5 years, whatever, and not necessarily reboot Batman, but kind of go back where Batman Returns left off, and then have Michael Keaton play an old Bruce Wayne, and then have that kid from Stranger Things, and not Stranger Things, the kid from It, and Shazam, the one with the crutch, have him play Terry McGinnis and do a Batman Beyond movie, and then Macaulay Culkin could be the Joker in that movie.
Okay.
Stop making sense, damn it.
I know.
Our ideas are too good. That's why they'll never be made. You have to think Hollywood stupid in order for it to actually be possible.
We need to go undercover and get to one of these. They're like, oh yeah, I fucking love rainbows. And, like, get me in now.
I
All
think
right, you're qualified.
I think once they find out we're going to do a unicorn store watch party, they'll think we're woke, so we'll be able to infiltrate them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So
Like
we're
a-
going to do for them what they did to every other form of media.
Yep.
Do you
Pretty
guys
much.
know that originally Brad Dourif was their first choice for Joker in the original 1989 Batman? He's the
I
guy
can
that
see
plays
that.
Chucky. The
Yeah.
guy that plays Chucky was the original Joker, and the producer said absolutely no way.
Oh,
I
He's
always
old.
think of what a wasted opportunity that was, man.
he was
awesome.
he's a good actor. That was like
He
one
is.
of the
He's
one of the,
fantastic, intense, and awesome.
one of the only good things about the Rob Zombie Halloween movies was him
As a sheriff,
as the sheriff, because I fucking hate those movies. I hate them. Because I love Halloween. Like, that is one of my favorite horror franchises, and the Rob Zombie ones. And I'm about to do a trailer reaction to 3 from Hell, and I loved House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Reject,
yeah.
and 3 from Hell looks badass. I'm like dying to see this, but I just hated his take on Halloween. It was garbage. It was overly, I don't know, it was just like, it was too much. It was way overthought, and it was just an excuse to put Sherry Moon in the movie.
Yeah, I hated it too. I did a really long review for it too, and I'm like, well, you can't, make your villain your the scariest point of your movie the protagonist. It doesn't
Yeah.
work. It's like you have to build up the tension in order for the movie to be scary. Otherwise, if you spend half the movie feeling sorry for the guy, by the time all the killings happen, you're like, well, why should I care about any of these other people? There's like half a movie before they even introduce Laurie Strode, and it's like, she's supposed to be the protagonist of your fucking movie. You blew it.
Yep.
I mean, I like the backstory. I thought it was interesting, but it doesn't work as a horror movie.
No, that that was the issue with zombies Halloween movies. It was just too. I watched that. Speaking of the Halloween movies, has anybody else watched that Spirit of Haddonfield? I believe it was the fan film that came out around Halloween last year. Because I know Jeff
yeah,
had
I
talked
heard
about it, because I brought it up, and I think it was a super chat. Because they had done that one, and that one was not good. It wasn't good at all.
Okay,
I was
that would
kind
explain why I didn't hear about it.
yeah. It wasn't that Never Hike Alone one. They did the Friday the 13th fan film done by Womp Stomp Productions. That was amazing. I absolutely love that. I love that they got Tom Matthews to make a cameo in it. I thought it was really good for basically a single person cast until the end of the movie.
I saw that one last year, the third movie that's called Halloween. Zai.
Yeah.
It was okay.
I saw the last one that came out, and that sucked.
It was okay.
I didn't see the 2018 one yet. I have not watched it. I can't drag myself to watch it because I've
I
heard
was
how
conditioned
bad
for
it was.
disappointment, so I had a really low bar to jump over to enjoy anything. So I had, let's just say I tapered my expectations enough to where I was able to have a somewhat okay time, a mediocrely okay time.
I was excited for it. I watched it not too far away from where they filmed it. My cousin was living in Charleston, so they filmed it, I guess, somewhere near there.
They had some decent shots, and then not a whole lot else.
Yeah, I was like, oh, cool. It's like a good setting to watch it in. And then it just bombed. Me and my cousins were like laughing. We were like, this is stupid.
It's just one of those movies where, like you said, if you go to the theater, you're like, yep. I did not. I didn't. I'm pretty selective about what I go see because theaters to me are fucking gross.
I mean,
anyway.
look at what it was going up against. You had Rob Zombie's Fever Dream, and then you had Busta Rhymes. Okay,
Yeah.
so it had a really low bar to jump over to make it work. And Blumhouse was there to deliver.
Busta Rhymes is almost better, I'd say.
I can argue with you on that. I saw Busta Rhymes live. That was that's a story for another episode, my friend.
Yeah. Oh man. So I think we were talking about 007, weren't we, at one point?
Yep.
Yep.
And congratulations, it took us about 15 minutes to get to the first cutaway, so we're already doing good.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. If you're new to the program, and and if you are, hey, welcome to the insanity. This is pretty much how it goes every episode. So this is our second live stream. I'm going to take a pause for the cause here, and plug the Facebook page, The Place to Be Reviews on Facebook. We are on Twitter. You can follow us at The Place to Be RE1. Instagram, Coach Loudy, number 3 on the depth chart, number 1 in our hearts. He's here with us in spirit right now. I don't know if he's in the chat or not. I haven't seen yet. Darth Tico's in the chat. Link7, the Appalachian American, David Applegate. Of course, we got. Let's see who else is in there. I thought there was somebody else. Am I missing anybody? I think I got everybody. Brian Labe. So yeah, we got everybody there, and you can email me if you want to email me, cuss me out, send me. Don't send me dick pics. Like I said, Monica doesn't check the email. I do, so no dick pics. I don't want to see that shit. So yeah, that's the place to be. Reviews at mail.com. So should we even bother getting back to this? Let's go a little bit more here. Let's go. We already talked about Halloween and Friday the 13th, which I'm up for some horror watch parties, much to the chagrin of my co-host Monica. Those will be nights you'll just have to be in the chat, right, Monica? You won't be watching the movie.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
I'm gonna get stabbed probably for wanting to watch horror movies. In other words, even if the rumor is true, while the popular UK tabloid, I just went right back in the article, it changed the subject, nice segue, is known for playing fast and loose with the facts, but major outlets have carried the report. It's all but confirmed, and Lynch is the new 007. She's not the action hero of the new film. That's still Craig's Bond. But to be blunt, even if giving the woman of color the venerated title sounds great in theory, in execution, it seems like it might be a bald-faced attempt to address the optics of Bond's typically homogeneous casting without actually letting Lynch take over the role of 007. The rumor mill has yet to spoil whether Lynch's character survives till the end of the film, but the gossip emphasizes that rather being placed in the center of the action, she's also framed as a love interest for Bond. Jesus Christ. So they're still going to try to use her as a love interest for Bond?
You know, the people that complain about this stuff don't watch this stuff. They don't care. They just want to have something to complain about. Damn it.
I was gonna say she sounds like if they don't give her the 007, she sounds like a fucking Bond girl, basically.
It's a basic bitch.
She's one of Bree's friends. She just ran down to the studio, knocked on the door, and started yelling "Me too!" Jumped up and down, says, "I'll hold my breath until you give me."
So I'm gonna yell rape if y'all don't put me in a movie.
There you go. And well, actually, they invited problems when they brought in Phoebe hyphen because I predicted that all this crap was going to happen, and now that it's unfolding, my tinfoil hat is getting smaller as these articles envelop. You know what I mean?
Why would the hat get smaller?
Because there's no tinfoil hat to be had. I predicted that.
Well, wouldn't it just disappear, not get smaller?
Yeah, it's shrinking, and then it's going to go away. You have to understand how things work in Groovy Land. Okay, this is just how it is. So
I feel like we're not talking about a hat anymore.
Okay,
No.
I was talking about hats.
Okay. Hey, who's out? Oh, we got Admiral Tiberius in the chat now too. What's up, Admiral Tiberius, Dartico? We got a nice little audience going here. I'm enjoying this. Thank you all for joining us. And we were talking about Lashana Lynch being cast possibly as the new 007. Is this like you said, Adam? Is this just a huge that's bait thing?
Yep, it's that bait thing. And this movie has had so many problems from the get-go. It's changed directors. It's had people leave. It's had actors leave. You've had Daniel Craig get his foot hurt. I mean, these are signs that this movie just should not be. I would rather it just not be than have the quote unquote last movie with Daniel Craig in it. Because honestly, I'm over Daniel Craig. I'm ready to move on to somebody else, but I want to move on to another James Bond movie with another James Bond. I don't know who Lashonda, whatever her name is, Lashana without a D or with a D, or maybe she wants the D. I don't even know what's going on there, but I'm not interested in that. I want more fun James Bond movies. In fact, James Bond has been chasing trends for so long that it's not even James Bond anymore. It's been copying, DC. It's been copying Marvel. It's been trying to keep up with the Jason Bourne movies. I mean, they already had a formula that worked, and that's not enough money because it's not all of the money. So we have to chase all of those trends. So now let's just latch on to the Me Too bandwagon and go in that direction because it seems to be working for everybody else. Or are they just using Captain Marvel as an excuse to say, "Oh, well, see, these woke things work, so we should totally do this. In fact, let's get somebody from that movie and put them in this movie."
Preach, brother, preach.
Picked the wrong week to stop sniffing glue.
Looks like I picked the wrong week. Quit amphetamines. I just like that was the guy that still played, Bridges that played he played Mr. Mandelbaum in Seinfeld.
But seriously
Izzy
though,
Mandelbaum.
all the I don't even know. I lost my train of thought. I got so upset I forgot what I was saying.
No, but
Hello.
coming from somebody that's not really into 007, this is pretty fucking dumb. I've seen a couple of the movies, but not like I'm not as knowledgeable about it as probably you guys are. So,
Like I said, Jeff more than me, but I've seen all of them either in a theater or at least on TV or something like that. And they're usually pretty entertaining movies. And then they followed a formula that's worked up until the Daniel Craig era, where they started taking themselves more serious. And they started getting more gritty. Of course, when you look at what's the last one they had?
What, the last film?
Yeah, the one before
Spectre?
they changed to Daniel Craig. The one they
Oh,
changed
the one.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yes,
No, damn
bunch
it.
of old guys
Die
trying to have a
Another Day?
conversation and Die Another Day. Yeah, Die Another Day. He was surfing a typhoon on the wing of an airplane. Holding a parachute, and he was kind of like windsurfing down the side of a typhoon. So yeah, that one was like way ridiculous. So what do? They dial back all the gadgets to the point to where, oh, well, here you get a gun and a radio. Not exactly Christmas, is it? I mean, that's where it went. You know what I mean? It's like you took everything out. It's like you could put some of the fun back in a little bit, but Daniel Craig's not a guy that I describe as fun anyway. So he's basically the male version of Brie Larson in a movie. I mean, he's just
what are you
there.
talking about? He was a stormtrooper in The Force Awakens.
Well, he was better in that than he was at
that
James
movie.
Bond. He
Yeah.
was better as a stormtrooper.
Let me ask you this. Would you rather this movie be made and it be what we think it's going to be, or would you rather them go back and in every single James Bond film they give it the ET treatment and take out all the guns and give them radios instead?
They're gonna do that anyway, dude. They're gonna do that.
They're gonna do
Matter of
both.
time. They're gonna do that with all movies at some point. Yeah, nothing's gonna stop it either.
Oh God, that's
Yeah.
painful.
That's our reality. Welcome to 1984.
Netflix is already doing it
Yep.
with the cigarettes.
Yeah, they also, I saw, I didn't read the article, I just skimming through and I saw a headline for it, or it might have been a video even, that 13 Reasons Why.
That shit.
So keep in mind, I was overseas when that season came out and it was already edited, so I didn't see the wrist cutting scene, spoiler alert. And I guess now they've gone back and retroactively taken that scene out. And that was kind of like the whole point of that show, was seeing her kill herself, like seeing how graphic it is and the impact that killing yourself has. But why would you want to have a message in a show, right?
I'm about halfway through Stranger Things season 3, and then after I finish those last 4 episodes, I think I'm gonna peace out of Netflix for a while. I think
it's
I'm
fucking
done.
great, dude.
Yep. Because that's literally the only reason I was hanging on to my subscription. Other than that, I'm pretty much become an Amazon Prime guy. Because you know what? There's tons of horrible, wonderful, horrible old movies on there to watch. Uncut,
There is.
unedited.
I have Netflix until The Office leaves. And well, who the fuck am I kidding? I don't pay for Netflix anyway. I'm one of those people on the account. I'm like leech number 1 though. So and that's literally, I've talked about this on the podcast, I think with most of you guys, outside of Sal, is that I'm gonna be able to watch the Disney Plus streaming service, because for the same reason I'm able to watch Netflix, because my sister's gonna get it, and I'm just gonna use her login. So because I'm interested in the Mandalorian. So, but yeah, Netflix is kind of like, I don't know. Like I said, they've got some cringy shit.
What if it's
And-
not really the Mandalorian and they just misspelled mandolin, and it's just
Well-
an art house film
Well, they
with somebody sitting in a corner, shooting up heroin and wants to be a ballerina, but is also a hermaphrodite.
It's
Or
Ryan
mandolin.
Johnson.
Yeah.
That's his life story.
caveat to that though, while they have a bunch of cringy shit on Netflix, they also have F is for Family, which is fucking
Yes.
fantastic.
Yes.
They have while Big Mouth has its woke moments, it's
Yep.
it's really funny. Like they do it in a really I wouldn't say tasteful, but they do it in a way that appeals to me even, and it's hysterical. F is for Family though, I think we have to wait till like next year in August to get the next season though, which is bullshit.
Dude, that I when I got turned on to that show, somebody was like, "Hey, you need to check the show out." I was like, "All right," because I hadn't heard of it, and oh my god, I love Bill Burr's stand-up comedy anyway. So the first time I heard him tell his son he was going to throw him through the fucking wall, I literally lost my shit. I pretty much almost spit out whatever I was drinking. I'm like, "Oh my god, this sounds like my house as a kid." It's like, holy shit. Like, yep. Oh yeah, that's Pops. That's the Marine. Yeah, but that show's fucking hilarious, man. Oh my god, and it's got David Koechner, Bill Burr had a great voice acting cast on it too. So
Laura Dern is the mom, I believe.
Vice Admiral Gender Studies. What do you know?
I used to like her before Vice Admiral Gender Studies. I was like,
I
oh, cool, they're gonna
tolerated
put her
her.
in Star Wars, awesome. And it's like, oh, that's what
I liked her in Jurassic Park. You know,
she was awesome in Jurassic Park.
I know shit when I saw it.
When she ran away from that raptor.
Yeah.
I know shit in theaters where I saw The Last Jedi. I was like, is that the poop lady?
Yep.
You guys are all sexist.
Like, so here's
You're sexist, man.
if you watch Jurassic Park, it's actually Laura Dern's character that saves everybody else by restoring power to the park.
Yep.
By turning it off and back on. But they didn't make a big deal out of it. They weren't just like, oh, look, the woman is the hero. It's just she did it and was badass for doing it. This is, how things should be before the whole woke points started being accumulated, which I need to tell them. I think everyone should know by now that woke points aren't redeemable for money value.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Oh, shit.
Yep, I got hooked on that.
You can't spend woke points. You can't cash those in.
Well, Brie Larson said she can cash her woke points in now. Thank you very much.
Oh, God. Tell him, Monica. Tell him. Make him stop. Just make him stop. Make him stop for the sake of humanity.
I wish I could.
She said she
He'd have a
wasn't.
knife stabbed in his throat if I was closer.
Oh my god.
Ugh.
Oh,
I wish I was kidding, but I'm not.
sweet fancy Moses. Well, I guess if anything happens to me where I get a neck in my fucking knife, you know who to blame.
Right?
No. A knife in your neck.
Isn't that what I said?
No, you said a neck.
No.
A neck in your knife.
God
Now
damn.
you're just confusing me.
See, this is some good shit over here. Then.
Well,
that
Knives
made more
Out,
sense than
directed
the
by
first one,
Ryan
Monica,
Johnson.
so-
Knives Out. Yeah, there we go.
That movie looks ridiculous.
Oh my god, yeah, it does not look good. I'm
I'm
gonna.
it. It just Ryan Johnson. That was all I needed. I was like, well, not
Mhm.
seeing that.
As soon as you say director of Last Jedi, and I was like, no.
Like when your major two credits are Looper and The Last Jedi, motherfucker, what? Like really?
I never
Just-
even saw Brick or Looper. I didn't
Just
bother to
think,
see
like,
Looper.
Two episodes of Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
Oh,
I sat through those. Yeah.
Well, just
What-
think when they gave him the director's chair for The Last Jedi, his big thing was only Looper. So they're like, "Here's the guy that directed Looper." Everybody's like, "Anything else?"
Yeah, everybody looked at
No.
each other with their jaws open, like, and what?
Cut.
And wait, who the fuck is this again?
And why didn't Blomkamp get a Halo movie again? Explain this to me, somebody.
They did. It was called Rogue One.
Yep. What is this? Oh wait, it says Dartico said The Last Jedi is not an accomplishment. No, nobody's saying The Last Jedi is any kind of accomplishment. That is a
He's saying it's an accomplishment.
yeah.
Ruin Johnson.
Ruin Johnson. Yeah, that fucking.
The Last
Jedi.
Jedi is a movie that's going to be studied in film schools several years from now, and they're going to be telling young and upcoming film students how to not wreck a franchise. that
No,
was
they're
already
gonna say,
pre-established.
"Look, kids, don't fucking do this." That's the way to start it off.
Yeah.
Don't you fucking do this.
Unless they're in
Let's be
California.
realistic here. They're going to teach it as some beautiful art house film
Yep.
that had a hermaphrodite ballerina and a lit
Yep.
cigarette burning down to its butt under a naked ball.
Can't wait till that movie comes out.
I want this movie to be the thumbnail for this.
See, now we know the premise. It's about an art house film and studies and all that stuff. See, we're building the plot here. We're building the plot.
Ladies and gentlemen, that
Subvert their
visual
expectations.
that visual imagery brought to you by the dulcet tones of Mr. Sal Vador.
Hey, I do what I can.
I have the name for the main character.
Oh boy.
Wait, who?
I have the name for the main character.
What is it?
Dick Jones.
Ma'am.
Oh god.
It's ma'am.
It's ma'am.
No
Can
hyphen.
I have can I have a
No
silent
apostrophe.
B
No
on the end of
apostrophe.
it?
Nope.
Just M-A-A-M.
No hyphens, no apostrophes. Ma'am.
Ma'am. Oh, dude, yeah, you're like a linebacker wearing a little girl's hoodie. It's ma'am. Jesus, sir.
Did you just assume my gender?
You assume my pronouns. I will eat your soul.
In the planet that I grew up on, if you talked like this, you probably weren't a ballerina. But that was the planet that I grew up on.
Oh,
What do I know?
not to,
Oh shit.
I'm the bearded lady. What are you, one of the freaks?
Oh.
oh, Lord, help me, Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda.
God, that
Sorry.
movie. I love that movie.
Rhonda. Ma'am Rhonda.
Ma'am, Rhonda. Ma'am, Rhonda.
You know, Ma'am does a rap video.
Oh,
Oh.
yes.
You never?
It's on Touch.0, I think.
No.
Yes.
Yep, ma'am's riding the
Yes.
wake of her GameStop greatest hits video, getting on SoundCloud. Yep.
That
I
game-
wonder what was more exciting for she, like going for shopping for his training bra or a car.
Probably cup.
The fact that she tried to do both at a GameStop.
Did we ever find out what exactly that this person was trying to return or trying to buy or anything?
Probably a Wii
Doesn't
game.
matter.
Wii game.
They're probably trying to like return an old Wii or something. Or
She's trying to return Baby Mama without the baby.
Oh,
That really was a game.
Oh,
You know, if you
no.
switch the letters around in mama, it's ma'am.
Yep.
Baby, ma'am. Oh, God.
Probably
That's-
trying to return a gift card.
I want to see Ma'am fight Fallon Fox. Do y'all know who Fallon Fox is?
No.
what?
If it's wrestling, no.
No. Fallon Fox is a transgender. He's a dude that is acting like a woman and was fighting women's MMA fighters, right? He fucking like shattered this one woman's jaw and like orbital bone, like was just beating on these women, and then like this is all weight class stuff, mind you, and because keep in mind this is still a goddamn man. He fought this, I think it was a little Latino chick, and she fucking beat the shit out of him for 3 straight rounds.
Damn.
I've never had so much fun watching an MMA fight.
So you
I was
want to
like-
see a cross-dressing fight club?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
for that.
There's
Orlando.
another movie we got. Somebody write that down.
I got it, man. I got my notepad right here with it's got a list of garbage tier websites here. Let's just hear.
We're gonna get rich off these screenplays.
That's
you know.
another movie. I
Let's
got the
see.
title. It's called Orlando.
Oh.
Someone pay me now.
That's Orlando. Was that we'll just subtitle that'll just be
Holly
Quote,
Weird. You can
Fight
find
Club.
us at the place to be reviews.
yep.
subtitle Fight Cuck.
Hashtag
that's done, cock.
hashtag hey, start that in the chat now. Hashtag Orlando Fight Cock. We're gonna
Oh
see
my
that
God.
hashtag on Twitter. Hey, what's up, Brian Kephart's in the chat? Hey, Brian. Yeah, that's fucking. Oh my God. Yeah, Ma'am versus Fallon Fox. We could make it a triple threat. Let's see. Throw Bruce Jenner's almost too old for this shit though. He's like a
So
goddamn.
what? Throw his ass in there.
Yeah,
Give
why
him a
not?
shit.
I got
Justin
it though.
Bieber too.
I have an idea
Justin
for
Bieber.
Orlando, guys. So the whole movie, it's gonna be like Fight Club, but it's Ma'am and the one other crazy person you're talking about, Pete.
Yeah.
And they're gonna start the underground fight club thing, and they're gonna fight a bunch of sissies, and they're gonna end up facing each other off at the end. Giggity. And but the thing is, you said fight cock. So instead of like just throwing it out there like that, it's like a tranny type of fight club. They're going to use like promos paste them all over the town, and it's basically like a chicken like fight club, like a cockfighting. But it's not.
Magic.
But it's not. It's actual cocks.
Written and directed by Ryan Johnson.
I think
No,
you know what?
here's a monkey. Go ahead, man.
No, I was gonna say I think we could actually get Ryan Johnson to do this for probably about $10.
Probably.
He'll do
We'll
it
just
for
promise
woke-
him a Star Wars trilogy.
He'll do it for woke points because he still thinks he
Yeah.
can spend those for, I don't know, cryptocurrency or something.
Bitcoin.
Monkey wrench in this though is that due to age and fighting limitations, I believe that Jenner should be allowed to bring their vehicle.
No, that's probably what we should do. Is we should make our own cryptocurrency, and then we'll call it woke points.
There you go.
Start selling to the SJWs.
Buckle up, buckaroos. It's gonna be a bumpy ride. Oh God. So yeah, that would. So I like Orlando. That's Orlando, and then like the sequel could be like Orlando Nights.
The Revenge. Call it the Revenge.
Central Florida.
Oh my God! I want to make a
Florida.
joke. I want to make a joke right now, but it is darker than the fucking Ace of Spades, and I just don't.
Orlando
think
2 Electric Boogaloo.
Florida.
Oh,
In
no.
the chat.
I was about to say that.
I'm gonna post it in the chat. Yeah, that'll be. Let's see. We're going right down here in the chat. But yeah, I like where this is going. We're gonna be like a complete fucking like movie churning studio. I'm gonna like copyright all these.
You could make that a segment. Just
If
make
Bad
a
Robot
movie every week. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna write that down. I think we should because we basically do come up with a movie a
Yep.
week now.
Yeah. It could be
We
a
should
feature.
name it.
Yeah.
We should name the film house or film production company OK-ish Android.
The what?
Just to make fun of like OK-ish Android to make fun of Bad Robot.
Oh,
wow.
Fuck JJ.
Because if they can do it, we can do it. I like to call him Ray Ray
Ray
Abrams.
Ray.
Mediocre robot.
Yep. Bad Robot. Ugh.
I had high hopes, man. I used to love Lost when it came out. I even liked the ending. Like I loved that whole show, and I found out this dude was doing Star Wars. I was like, man, this is gonna be great because he had all these like Star Wars little Easter eggs and nods in Lost, and then I found out he actually didn't write any of it. He just produced it.
I liked the Star
liked
Trek,
great.
the Star Trek reboot that came out in 2009 because I didn't watch Lost, and I have no desire to ever watch Lost.
I love Lost.
better than to subject myself to that. But I did like the Star Trek reboot. At least when it came out, I'm like, wow, I get it. They took Star Trek and made it into Star Wars, and it kind of worked. So when they announced that he was going to be doing a Star Wars movie, I'm like, well, that's a perfect fit. I'm okay with that. I was all right with that. I was all right with that. And then life happened.
As Dion would say, we got honey dicked.
We sure
Yep.
still did.
I remember seeing the commercials for Lost like when I was younger, and then they keep like showing ads for the next season as like every next year, and I was like, man, they have not been found yet.
Right.
And then they kept going. I was like, God, they're still lost. Holy shit! And then it was like final season, and I was like, man, they ain't never gonna get found.
Yeah, if people were really lost for that
thing
many
happened to
seasons, they
Lost.
would have eaten each other by now.
True, especially Hurley. He needs food. But
Yeah.
the thing about Lost, though, what happened to it was that if I remember correctly, it was originally written to only be 3 seasons long, and then ABC was like, "No, we're going to keep milking this cash cow. You need to bump it up." Unfortunately for them, I think it was right between season 3 and into season 4 is when that huge writer strike happened, and so they couldn't churn out the scripts as fast. They started airing episodes out of date, and then the viewership started tanking hard. They're like, "Just kidding, wrap it up in like 2 more seasons." They're like, "Well, okay, fuck," and then they tried to wrap it up as best they could. But really, I mean, with that many like mystery boxes running yourself into so many corners, there's only so much you can do to really pay off. Like they'd written themselves into such a box that there was no way they could possibly finish it off and everybody be happy about it.
So he's going to start doing. J.J. Abrams is going to start doing stuff with the DC now, right? This
Yes.
is what I'm hearing. So is he going to have a movie where like the mystery boxes fight the mother boxes?
Oh shit!
Just wondering, asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend,
I'm going to vote for the mother boxes.
probably.
The mother mystery boxes.
No, the
Yeah,
mother box.
Fake plot. the big plot twist is Steppenwolf is going to come back, except it's the band and not the character.
And they aren't. Even if most of them are dead, they'd still have better facial expressions than Steppenwolf.
Since the old guy from Steppenwolf just wheels out there in a wheelchair, like, get your motor.
He just sharts himself.
Over. Yeah.
Shit.
And he evacuated his bowels. He's dead. Was that Steppenwolf or the guy from Steppenwolf?
I thought that was Step Brothers.
Yeah, Step Brothers is amazing. I watched what did I watch? Yesterday I watched Wonder Woman the other night, but I can't drag myself to watch Justice League. Again, it's painful. It's fucking painful because I love. It's
not as painful as BVS, but it's still painful.
No. Batman vs Superman was. Oh god, that was.
Speaking of, for those who don't know, Raiders, I know you know because we watch Red Letter Media. Apparently, the dude who wrote those movies or wrote the screenplays is actually writing the script for Episode 9.
I knew that, and I was actually surprised that Red Letter Media were the first ones that said something about it. Because I'm like, wait a minute, you got the script writer from what now? I'm like, why? But that's what they do. It's like the worst people keep getting promoted. I've never seen you fail upward. Yeah.
I actually get happier as I keep hearing like such shit writers get like jobs for Episode 9. Like the worst people that keep getting put on Episode 9. I get happy because I'm like, you know what, assholes that don't believe me that Star Wars is dying.
Well, look at Alex
Here you
Kurtzman.
Go. You want proof for a bad movie? And if he actually did like Episode 8, watch 9.
Yeah, hold my beer, right? Like Alex Kurtzman, like he did the Mummy reboot. Well, first he did Sleepy Hollow, which if you've ever seen even a single episode of that, it's friggin' nonsense. All right. So then he does the Mummy reboot with Tom Cruise, which that really set off the dark universe, didn't it? And then so that
sure did.
And then
I think the phrase is that universe went dark.
They gave him the whole Star Trek franchise. Movie. Like they put him in so like the Dark Universe didn't take off. Oh, let's have him manage Star Trek. That can't fail. And then it's like
the beginning of the Mummy reboot wasn't actually bad. It was just when they got to Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde's like places started going downhill. You're like, oh god damn it.
Which is really upsetting because Russell Crowe did such a good job with that. Like
he was cool.
That's the thing I hate the most is whenever
he's the
these
one that
bad
showed up to work
out,
for sure. Yeah.
True. I feel bad when these great actors aren't given their full breadth, like Mads Mikkelsen in Rogue One. Rogue One in and of itself, I enjoyed it, I liked it, but they wasted Mads Mikkelsen as an actor on such a small part.
Yep.
And they did the same
Ben
shit to
Mendelsohn
him.
too. Well, Ben Mendelsohn was probably the
true.
best part of the movie, but still, you can get more.
Yeah, Ben Mendelsohn is such a talent.
Talent. Rogue One.
Monica, you still alive?
Yep, I'm good.
Cool. I was gonna say, are you back?
Yes.
Does she just like keep disappearing?
I got hungry.
Oh,
yeah,
she was hungry, guys.
I had to. I gotta grab something to eat. Snack time.
National Hot Dog Day.
I had a couple
What's with all
brats.
these national days going on?
I had
It's every
brats.
day.
Every day is a national day for something.
Yep.
My favorite is ice cream day.
When's that?
It was like 2 weeks ago.
You know what I
You
like?
still celebrating?
Yes.
She's been licking. She's been
Was it the
licking every
same day that the lady was licking the ice cream?
Oh, God.
That was Monica. She was like, it was ice cream day. I just licked one of every flavor in the store. I never paid for anything.
No, I can't do that. I'm allergic to most of it. So thank you, asshole.
It's a federal
Very
crime,
much.
damn it.
Thank you very much. I'm allergic to half of it. Hey, I had food allergies too. I used to have to get 3 freaking shots every week as a kid. Talk about fucking miserable.
That sounds
What are
like
you allergic to?
Pretty much everything. Like pollen, grass, fucking dairy.
Grass.
So you
Literally.
eat
Damn, that
pollen
sucks.
and grass?
No, like I couldn't I had like
The devil's
dairy.
lettuce.
Oh, I thought you said food allergies. I'm like, why are you eating those things?
No, I had I had food and food and everything though, because it was funny. I was out at my dad's house and they're cutting the hay because he's got 30 acres of hay field behind his house, and his buddy was over there cutting all his hay down, and I'm out there for 20 minutes, and I'm like, oh Jesus, my allergies are starting again. He's like, yeah, just like I used to get out of work as a kid, I'd be baling hay, and you'd be like, I can't breathe and shit. I'm like, yeah, thank you. This is the house I grew up in, and people wonder why I am the way I am.
I can't breathe.
You're being a pussy. You can't breathe.
I'm dying over here. Like, stop being a bitch.
He's a fucking Marine. He was a Marine. He's like, I volunteered to go to Nam at
Walk
17.
it off.
You little fucking pussy. Jesus Christ.
I died and I still came to work.
That's it. That's it. I'm a Marine. Even after I die, I still have to kill people. Jesus. He's like, I don't get any fucking days off. He just I think he stays alive just to complain, which is fine. I like it. And he's building a badass 66 Fairlane right now. Like it's fire engine. It's like actually candy apple red. 66 Fairlane with a 390 all original matching numbers. I think it's gonna be gorgeous. I'll post some pictures in the chat for you guys. But yeah, I'm looking forward to not being able to touch that car. Because he'll never let me near it. Then he'll be like, look at this. Look at it. It's a nice car. I'm going to fucking sell it, you little prick. Here you go.
You sound like a Rick.
I know.
Is that what it is? Is your dad Rick?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Help me, Rhonda. I can prove scientifically and mathematically that you're a fucking piece of shit, Morty. We've been on adventures all over the galaxy. Oh, God. I don't even watch that show anymore. I can't.
Here's dessert. Fuck you.
You want to hear my theory about Rick and Morty, about who like their ultimate big bad will be when they cancel the show out completely?
Who?
So, as you know, in Rick and Morty, there's infinite universes with infinite possibilities, and yet, speaking about Lost, it seems like their one constant is that Rick's wife is gone and that she's dead. That means there has to be some universe somewhere where Rick died and she lived and she was the genius. So I think ultimately she'll be like the big bad that he has to face off and kill or defeat his wife that he's been searching for, whether he admits it or not.
That's pretty good, actually.
I'll take my paycheck now, Cartoon Network.
Yeah, because that makes more sense than half of the shit they've done on that show.
Yep.
Actually, 3/4 of it, basically. Like, I don't know. Like, was it me and now we're fucking talking about Rick and Morty? God damn it! Is that where we are now? Is that where we are?
I can talk about some Florida Man stories if you want.
Well, it doesn't seem like season 3. Okay, like this is where it completely fucking lost me and it shit the bed. Was like the first episode, they delivered it brilliantly. They debuted it at like 11 p.m. on April Fool's Day, and they played it on loop for on AdultSwim.com for a couple hours, and then it just went back to whatever. And then you had to wait, what was it, 3 or 4 months for the rest of season 3? And then the episodes, the animation in the Pickle Rick thing, that sequence, it was cool. But the rest of the episodes were just they tried to do the interdimensional cable as kind of like Morty's Mind Blowers. It just wasn't funny. It was just kind of I don't know. Maybe was it just me, or did anybody else see that?
The Mind Blowers one wasn't that great, but I liked season 3.
Did you? I wasn't a fan.
I think what happened is that the fan club got a hold of it, because I feel the same way about the character Deadpool. I feel like it was really cool, and then a lot of people found out about it, and then you heard everyone screaming Pickle Rick for some goddamn reason.
Yep.
It just went off the fucking deep end after that. After the fans, the broader fans get a hold of it, they have to lower the quality down to the lowest common denominator to appeal to everybody. And so it kind of alienates people who saw it from the beginning.
Yeah.
It's Deadpool was really cool when I was a kid, and then I got a comic, probably 5 years ago or something with him in it, because breaking the fourth wall was funny for a while, but then he's doing it in every single frame of that comic. It's okay. Well, I fucking get it. He's a joke. I get it.
Kind of reminds me of Monty Python, because I remember when I first heard about Monty Python, only nerds liked Monty Python. If you even talked about it, you get beat up, and then by the time you get to college, it's like you've discovered the Holy Grail. No pun intended, but yeah.
Right. You get to college, and then everybody's like, I have a dead parrot, and it's like, oh,
yep,
yeah, I get
it. It becomes scripture at that point. Yeah,
right. That eventually happens to every fandom, I think.
He who
Like,
farteth in your direction.
Right. Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelt of elderberries. But it's like, because the same shit happened. I don't know if anyone was a Game of Thrones. I used was on purpose. Was a Game of Thrones fan
Nope.
up until season 8. Because I started with it in 2011 when the first episode aired, and I've been on board ever since. And then it seemed like this past year, when episode 8 or season 8 was coming out, everyone came out of the woodwork, and all of a sudden they were huge fans. They're all like, I heard people talking about, and I quote, "I just want Brienne and Tormund to get together so they can have ginger babies." I'm like, you're missing the entire point of this fucking show.
I used to make fun of my brother for watching it. I was gonna say, why are you watching that? And then I just finally watched it just for the hell of it, just so I could make more fun of him, so I could get the jokes and I could make fun of him. It was worth it. It was worth it.
I tell people now, like I used to tell people all the time, like if you haven't seen it, watch it because I loved it. And now I'm like, you know what, just watch, Lord of the Rings, or watch a hermaphrodite ballerina that,
Smoke cigarettes all day.
You can watch either or. Not to put Lord of the Rings on the same playing field, but
You just did, Nando.
I know. I said what I said.
You must atone for your sins.
You must atone. Where's the LMP with the fucking scriptures?
Right.
Is there wait, I don't see him in the chat. There must be a furry convention. So yeah, I did it again. Oops. No.
Okay, Brittany.
Oh, so speaking of Britney Spears, and this is totally fucking out of left field.
Cutaway out of cutaway.
Cutaway for
None
cutaway.
of us are surprised.
Nope.
Yeah, exactly.
Cutawayception.
I have a vending machine. It's like a 3-tiered vending machine that you would see out in front of a grocery store in my garage. It's like a commercial one. Don't ask how I got it. And the back of one of them got broken open. Now this thing is from 1999. Some of the little trinkets inside are dated and stamped 1999. And I opened up, and there's like some little football helmet magnets that I put in my beer fridge in the garage. And there were some stickers, and one of them was a Diamond Dallas Page WCW sticker, which is that's pretty cool. So that went on the fridge. And then I found 2 Britney Spears stickers in there. So I was kind of laughing about that. I showed my wife, I'm like, look at what I found. And she's like, what are you going to do with those? I'm like, I'm just going to throw them away. I don't fucking know what to do with them. So I might stick them on the beer fridge. I'm like, is that weird if I stuck the Britney Spears stickers on the beer fridge?
Stick them on the back of
Cody.
cars that you don't like.
Give them to Loudy when you see him.
When I go down there, I will.
Put them on your nipples and tell everybody you're a stripper.
Nobody wants to see that. Oh,
Cody likes Britney Spears.
I was talking about me. Britney Spears, I think she's still pretty good looking, actually.
That was my first celebrity crush.
I know. You want to know how I know?
We talked about it before.
We did.
Yeah.
Was that?
I think that was the show that got.
The first
I think that was the
lightning
one that
round.
got cut out.
Yeah, that was the lightning round we lost. Speaking of which,
I almost forgot we did that.
I know
Yeah.
that was the one we lost. Let's bridge this back in. Hey, Monica, what do you got ready over there? Giggity.
Are we doing this now?
You know what? Why not? Why not?
Okay.
We can jump into this.
Yeah, before I leave.
Yeah, because Tap's got to take off, so
Tap's got to tap out.
he's got to tap out.
Tag me out, Nando.
Want the hot tag?
Yep.
All right, Monica.
So I basically have the adult version of Mad Libs. So what we're gonna do is I'm going to give you a whatever. What am I doing? Like a verb, noun, adjective, and we're just gonna go down the line.
I hope you know we're gonna say penis for everything.
Yeah.
Okay. So Petey, you can pick the topic. I have one of 6.
Okay.
Listed. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so hangover cures, office speak, pickup lines, party animals, office party oath, or mixing business and pleasure in Vegas.
I'm gonna go with pickup lines.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah. Who would have guessed that one?
All right.
Okay.
Let me bring it down. Use my sexy voice, baby. All right, we're ready.
Oh, that's so creepy. I don't like it.
Like Smaug.
It's one of the hobos. It's one of the hobos
Smaug.
off the trains. Hi, baby. It's me. I'm looking in the window.
Speaking of red letter media,
It sounds like Cleveland
Smaug.
has an allergic reaction.
It sounds like that gargoyle from that. What the hell was that movie? Never
My
mind.
stomach after eating Taco Bell.
All right, Monica, go ahead.
Okay, so I guess you're up first. So
All right.
pick an adverb.
The hell's an adverb?
Oh my god, are you for real?
I forgot what an adverb was.
I forgot what a fucking adverb is. I'm 40 years old.
I know what an adjective is.
Are you not like the grammar word genius?
I
of this
am.
Place?
It's funny. I am.
I almost don't want to do this now. I'm like
Destroyed.
embarrassed for you. Oh my god. Okay, so it's basically describing like time. No? Nothing?
Cricket sounds.
Oh my god.
So what's an adverb?
What? Yeah, just Google it, buddy. Just Google an adverb. Any of them. No? Did he bail?
Pete?
All right.
He left.
He was probably looking at
That's
it.
the worst time to drop out ever.
I'm back. Holy shit.
Oh, that was great. Oh my god.
I looked at my screen and it said reload. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, really?
I just pictured you like laying in another room somewhere with your head in your hands. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Oh my
You
god.
want
God.
an adverb? Let's see. Roughly.
Okay. Who's up next? Adam? Pick a noun.
Penis.
Who dropped?
Penis.
Yeah, somebody just fell. No?
I'm
Does
here.
penis count? I guess it does.
Yeah,
Okay.
penis is a noun. Yeah.
Well, I don't even want to ask this one. Cody, part of the body.
What?
A part of the body.
This one really separates the men from the boys.
It's going so badly.
Pubic hair.
I'm gonna go ear.
Aw. Okay. Tap. A verb ending in ing.
Grabbing.
Oh god. Okay. Where are we at? Sal, noun.
A noun.
That's a person, place, or thing.
This is a place or thing. A thing.
So would ma'am count in that instance?
Is what?
Would ma'am count? Because that's two of those. It's a thing and a person.
Man.
He gets a
Okay.
double letter score for that.
We'll go with ma'am. Okay. Did I miss anybody? No? Okay. Back to Pete. Occupation.
Latex salesman.
Oh god.
Good answer. Good answer.
I work for Van.
Adam, noun.
Banana.
Cody, a plural noun.
I'm scared. A plural noun?
Yeah.
Bicycles.
There's a copyright strike. I don't care. That was fucking perfectly timed. That was amazing.
Tap. A part of the body, plural.
Plural.
Yes.
Hands.
Okay. What's happening?
If I get kicked out one more time, I swear for God.
There's two Pete. There's two
Did you
Pete's.
just? Okay. Oh, I'm so confused. Okay. Where are we at?
Genius. There's two Pete's.
Adjective. No, get out of here.
Adjective. I'm going to pretend to not Google what an adjective is really quick.
Kicking.
Okay.
Adjective. Okay.
There, I got rid of one. I got rid of one Peter.
Okay, adjective.
Let's say I can help you out if you want.
Since I'm a man of, you know, I'm a learned doctor and not a, you know, curly-headed fuck. I'm going to say pooping.
Of course he is.
God. I feel like I missed one. Hold on. I think we're like one behind. Hold on.
Hey, Monica, David Applegate in the chat said feet.
No, gross. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Okay. Who are we on? Pete?
Back to
Giggity?
Pete.
Are we all on me? Because that's going to be like a rugby scrum.
On top of Sugar Hill.
Tune for next week's episode.
A plural noun.
A plural noun. Let's see.
Feet.
Yeah, I'm not writing it down.
I'm not ready. She will not allow that one. That will get. Let's see. Towels. Don't forget to bring a towel.
Okay. Adam, same plural noun.
Jelly spoons.
Oh my
What?
lord. Okay.
That's
Cody.
You get a cereal box.
Why do you keep getting this one? A part of the body.
All right.
Why do you
lucky
keep getting
day.
parts of the body?
I keep cutting them off.
All right. I'm just gonna. It's not gonna be gross. I'm just gonna go with something simple. Butthole.
Oh no, it's so bad in this sentence. Okay. Tap. Past tense verb.
Past tense. What's a verb again?
Like an action word, man. Like something you
I
did.
can feel my IQ.
Verb, but you said past tense.
I feel like I gave you guys way more credit than you deserve for this.
I'm pretty smart.
Yes,
okay?
a
I know what
past
parts of the
tense
body are. So
describing word. Yes, good job.
Yeah.
Cody. You get a cookie.
yay.
Oh man, he gets a
Yeah.
cookie. What the fuck? I want a cookie too. I'm hungry.
You didn't know what an adverb is.
I had. Well, god damn it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I gave mine.
I didn't hear you.
Ask.
Okay. Sorry.
She didn't hear you. She was yelling at me.
Yep.
Okay, so last one is adjective.
Adjective. Oh god, this word again.
Words are hard.
They are, man. And English is my first language. Drinking.
Okay. Are we ready? I'm kind of scared to read this, even though it's not that bad.
Everybody get your
Okay.
tape recorders ready.
Well, aren't we on a live video? Okay,
Nope.
doesn't matter.
What?
Okay, pick up lines. Ever heard these before? If so, run away roughly. Can I buy you a penis, or do you just want the money?
She just
Lord.
wants the money.
Your ear must be real tired because you've been grabbing through my ma'am all night long. Your father must have been a latex salesman because he stole the banana from the bicycles and put them in your feet.
Oh shit.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Oh Lord. Okay.
Gross.
Do you have a pooping? How about a date? That one doesn't work.
Well, that's a pickup line.
That sounds like something a
Look at
foreigner
all-
would say to.
Yeah, so it sounds like
It's like an
Indian dude.
That's
Wait, William, I cannot come
yes,
to lunchtime.
Sal. I think we just became best friends because like you read my mind. I was just picturing that as like, oh, do you have a nice pooping here for a good time? Thank you. Come again. You here for the pooping? Are you here for
Okay.
pooping?
Road in the light.
Oh no.
Okay,
That's
look at all
racist.
these towels and me with no jelly spoons. I don't even know what a jelly spoon is.
You
A
jello.
spoon with
Look it
jelly
up.
on it.
Okay. Do you have a bandage? I don't want to read this one. Do you have a bandage because I skinned my butthole when I asked for you?
I want somebody to sound loop Monica saying I skinned my butthole, and I want somebody to send that to me later.
Oh
I'm
shit!
gonna make up my
Yeah, I chose the
ringtone.
best word.
Oh,
That's gonna
Lord.
be my new. That's gonna be my new ringtone for her.
Horrible. Okay, last one. I may not be the most drinking guy in the room, but I'm the only one talking to you.
Not
Whoa.
Yeah.
Pete picked the topic. I mean,
Yeah, Pete. Damn it.
You bastard.
What the? Hang on, I'll get kicked off the fucking stream in another 10 seconds anyway.
you should have anyway. You didn't know what an adverb is. I feel like Tap should be a little worried that you're editing his stuff.
I should, right?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't even know
No.
grammar, and I know what all of those were.
I don't need to know what the word means to know how to goddamn write. I just need my good book learning. I have the best words, all right? They're the best words. The best. They're huge. They're huge words. Huge. Like perspicacious.
Okay.
So,
And I'm
what's-
still waiting
Best
for you to
thing I've
edit.
ever seen in my life. The best words
I
that we've
know.
ever read. Okay.
There we go.
Braille. Okay. They're very big bumps. Okay.
Oh no. So what else you got, Monica? Are we gonna do another one?
You want another one?
What do you
who
what
wants
say
to
you guys?
pick?
Somebody else pick this time.
Okay. Well, y'all gonna have to do without me because I need to head out.
All right, Tap. Well, ladies and gentlemen, say goodnight to Mr. Tap and Die. He's
Don't
tapping
let the
out.
door hit you on the ass.
Yeah, we'll see on the fan cast Friday night
I
there,
know,
buddy.
right? Where I can be there all night.
All night wrong.
Right.
All night.
All right.
Night wrong.
All right. See you guys.
Yo, see you
Sal,
later,
See you,
bro.
brother.
Cody,
Bye.
those other guys.
Peace.
Oh, and Monica.
Oh, I didn't even get a name.
Oh,
I
I
didn't even
did say
get a name.
Monica. I said Monica. Oh my lord.
Oh. And he's gone.
All right, so Lincoln7 in the chat says I need an adult. Yeah, I think we all do at this point. I think we all do.
Yeah.
What do you think, chat? Another Mad Lib, or should we move on to the next topic?
Yep. We
You guys, you guys choose for us.
Yep.
Sound off
Let's
in
see.
the
What say
comments.
you in the chat?
Yeah, we can read good. So.
We want more Mad Libs? Do we want another Mad Lib, or do we want another topic?
Yep. What do you
I
guys
think
say?
I think as a society that we should move away from using terms like adulting because you're an adult. Like you can use adulting
Yeah.
if you're 10, but if you're an actual
Yep.
adult, congratulations. That's your fucking job.
Thank you. Because that is like I see people that are like my age saying that, and I'm like, wait, what? And I mean, I may have even said on time to time, just like kind of jokingly, half-assed, but at the same time, it's like, why am I saying that? I'm 40 years old. This is like, I'm a fucking parent. Like, this is what I have to do. This is just my job.
Okay,
This is what you're supposed to do.
Monica, looks like they want another Mad Lib, but for
Yep.
future references, we're going to have you type out what the difference between an adjective, an adverb, and a verb is for us alleged chud incels that obviously don't do words very good.
I already know. So
I really thought that you guys knew, so I kind of feel bad. I set you up.
I barely passed the first grade, but I got it.
Okay, so who wants to pick the topic?
I say Salvador, you pick.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Lay it on me.
Okay, so hangover cures, office speak, party animals, office party oath, or mixing business and pleasure in Vegas.
I'm going to go with office speak. Trust me on this one. I have a good feeling about it.
I like it.
Hold on. Oh no.
Oh no.
I know.
Oh god. Okay. I thought I lost the whole like 3 pages.
Jeffrey.
Sorry.
They
I
took
need
his
an
dog.
adult. No, I'm just kidding.
That little Griffin boy.
Did you fall off your stool again?
You are an asshole.
You've talked about it on the air. I'm not reinventing the wheel here.
I'm in my office. I'm not even in my stool.
Oh.
I'm on my office chair.
Okay.
Hi,
Well,
Jim.
you've got it lowered down. You've got it lowered down enough. Thank you very much.
Does it count if the office chair has a booster chair?
Oh no.
With a little strap on it.
Chair. Oh
Nope.
no.
Like at a restaurant.
Yeah.
How come how come like little high chairs at restaurants have like straps? It's like is your
It's
kid
because
like
for people like my niece that cannot stay in the little chair, they end up it's not good. We have to strap her in everything because she does not sit still.
Insurance
they'll fucking run away.
it's pretty intense that you have to like strap your kid down.
No, she literally says that too. It's my favorite thing, but it's not funny when it happens to you. Like when you're trying to get her ready in the morning and you're like, okay, we got to go. Like put your shoes on. She'll literally sit there and look at you and go, run away, as she's running away and like hiding. Like she has to tell you what she's doing. I'm like, no,
she's
damn
narrating.
Yes,
so if you want to know where
funny,
bondage fetishes come from, it's from kids that like to be strapped down in their chair
and
never quite outgrow it.
Oh no.
No, she's just crazy. We just got to buckle her in.
Well, I just looked at myself in the mirror and another piece of the puzzle falls into place. All right. So, Monica, go right ahead. Salvador, pick the topic.
Okay. Office speak, right? Is that what we're on? Okay.
Correct.
Just making sure. Okay, Pete, noun.
God damn it. Now I want to pick some. I'm trying to think. Let's see. It's office speak, water cooler.
I feel like that's 2 nouns, but okay.
Well, it's one thing. And a noun is a person, place, or thing. I know that.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
I got mail.
Noun.
Pickle.
Me too, Cody. Cody, noun.
Beer.
Adverb. Sal.
What's the adverb?
Oh no.
Adverb is a word or phrase that modifies or qualifies an adjective, verb, or other adverb.
Oh, he's Googling.
Hooked
Good.
on Google's
did.
work for me.
Fuck yeah, I did.
I'm gonna go with gooey.
Oh, weird.
Does
Okay.
that work?
Not in this sentence, but it does for your answer.
Awesome. That's how I like to play.
Are we back to Pete? Noun.
Desk.
Hold on. Adam. Verb ending in ing.
Swimming.
Cody. Noun.
Stapler.
You took my stapler. You with the red twing line. You with the red twing line. I said it was a red goddamn swing line stapler, you cracker-ass crackers. Listen to me, damn it, crackers. I can't never say nothing.
Lord.
We're Tabby. She said it after Tap left.
I said it a couple times. Whatever. Doesn't even matter. Who are we on? Sal?
That's what she said.
A noun.
Yes.
Pink slip.
Nice.
Pete. No. Yeah. Verb ending
What?
in ing.
Spinning.
Adam, noun.
Potato.
I love potatoes. Cody, noun.
Fingernail.
Adjective. Again, sorry.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, I'm lagging a little bit. Adjective. That's the one that modifies, right? Or is that an adverb?
Yeah.
No, an adjective. That's an action, right?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Examples are young, new, 5-year-old, and color adjectives are exactly what they sound like. They're adjectives that indicate color. Examples include pink, yellow, blue, and origin adjectives indicate the
It's a
source of
describing
noun.
word.
Danger,
Gotcha.
danger, Will
Well,
Robinson.
5-year-old explains my grasp of grammar. Let's say silver.
Okay. Pete, noun.
Coffee. And speaking of silver, you should buy my colloidal silver. I'm Alex Jones. Brr. Sorry.
I feel
don't
like
know why
this
the
is
fuck
not
I
at
don't-
all going to make sense.
Yeah.
Who are we on? Adam? Last one. Adjective.
Green.
Is it me that's echoey?
No, I don't hear any echo.
Okay.
I don't hear anything.
Okay, good. All right. Office speak. This is going to go horribly. If you're going to thrive in the corporate water cooler world, you'll have to talk the pickle and walk the beer. Office speak has subtle meanings. When you greet a coworker at the water cooler, you should say, "Hey, working hard," or "Gooey working." This establishes you as a desk player. When your boss wants to make sure you're swimming the same way she is, she'll say, "I just want to make sure we're on the same stapler." When it's time to start a project. What?
That's kinky.
Yeah. When it's time to start a project, you don't say, "Let's begin." You say, "Let's get the ball pink slip." When your boss has nothing better to do, she'll call just to touch spinning. She may also tell you to think outside the potato. This is her way of asking you to come up with a fingernail idea so that she can take credit for it. Finally, when you complain that she stole your silver, be prepared to hear there's no I in coffee and no one said life is green.
Written and directed by Ryan Johnson.
that made as much sense as The Last Jedi. Actually, I think that right there would solve the riddle to the bombers in The Last Jedi.
Maybe. I wouldn't know.
You're not missing anything. Oh, Lord, help me, Rhonda.
Gravity and space. That's all you gotta know about.
What's that?
Said gravity and space. That's all we need to know.
Absolutely. Through space and time. I want to just reenact the entire beginning of fucking what was that show with Neil deGrasse Tyson, Cosmos, the old Carl Sagan one he remade. I actually like that. So, who else has a topic they want to throw out there? Looks like we're up to Cody. What do you got, buddy?
All right, so let me just close these adjective and adverb Google search pages.
I had like 3 of them open. I'll screenshot that shit.
Real man to admit defeat.
Oh, I feel bad. I really do.
You just caught us off guard, okay? I didn't expect to like read or anything.
Usually when we do a Pete stream, we don't have to think.
I blame the schools.
I think all day long. I'm tired of thinking.
I'll just say thank you.
That's how I felt earlier today whenever I got tagged in that. I'm like, I don't know what that means, so I don't know what to say.
Well, now you know how it's been for the last 4 or 5 years when people start talking about Game of Thrones. I'm just like, la, 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 la,
But
la, 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 la.
I got tagged in a meme with my face on it. I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Which one was it? Was it the
one that
wrestling
you
one?
posted with, and
what?
Alex said something. I'm like, I don't know what this is.
Are you doing the Ricky Bobby thing with your hands as you're saying, I don't know what this is? Are you lifting them up your chin? Like, I don't know what this is.
I do that every day at work.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
How much is
that was
I don't know, ma'am.
Ma'am, I don't
just
know.
have hands. I don't know.
Jazz hands, spirit fingers. I'm Sparky Pulaski. Did you get all your adjective and adverb windows closed, Cody?
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna give you all a choice. Do y'all want to discuss Star Wars or do you want to discuss Florida Man stories?
As a fellow Florida man, I want to discuss Star Wars.
What say you, Sal?
I will be entirely enthralled in either subject.
I'm good with going with Star Wars if we want to.
All right, so Star Wars. Monica, you have no say in it because you've never seen it. So
Okay.
She'll sit there and make fun of us in the chat.
All right, so I just made it yesterday. I don't know if y'all saw it, but it's kind of funny, and I hope World Class Bullshitters or somebody else covers this because it's funny as hell. So Daisy Ridley recounts emotional final day filming Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker.
Oh Jesus!
Oh yeah.
So
yep.
So so this is from Cinema Blend. So the article goes on to say the Star Wars franchise has been around for decades, enthralling generations of moviegoers in the process. As such, George Lucas's colorful space opera has a very special place in a cinephile's hearts, having been passed down over the years by parents, coworkers, and now even grandparents. Why would you say coworkers? But anyways, it's a property with a rabid fan base, and each new release has extremely high expectations. So they talk about Daisy Ridley, how she's in the shit trilogy, and she talked about her last day on set, and she says, "I just can't remember it. I remember JJ making a speech, and I sort of remember a couple things he said, like I'm always on time, which I appreciate him saying. And then he went to pass me the mic, and I was like the last person to rap. It was my final shot, and I'm just crying on the shot. It was incredibly dramatic."
Wow.
So she don't remember anything. Shows how memorable it is being on set of this shit movie.
She couldn't remember.
She also goes on to say later on, and they asked her about explaining what it was like to leave the set of the movie, and then she goes on to also say, literally can't remember what I said. Hugged a number of people, and then got in the car and looked at the window like I was in a music video, tears rolling down my face, hand on the window, thinking about days gone past.
Oh my god. Did her press agent write that?
I don't know. And I need you. And I miss you. It shows how memorable being on the set is for this movie. Because no one gives a shit, for one. Not even the actors.
What she probably really said was, "Bye, bitches. I'm out of here."
The people on set as well, like, don't really give a shit because, what was it, last week they were talking about the people talking shit about The Last Jedi, and they had to tell them to stop. So apparently everyone's on board and like on the same page. Like, yep, this movie's gonna suck. Who cares? I love how the compliment JJ gives her is like, "Hey, thanks for being on time."
Yeah.
You know, the best thing that Red Letter Media said about this was how much of the movie is going to be dedicated to undoing the last one.
Probably the whole fucking thing.
At least 75, 80% will be undoing the last one. Like, oh yeah, we still need to do something here. Oh.
To be honest, I doubt that's what's going to be. I feel like they're just going to just continue on, do their thing, and I think it's just going to interconnect, honestly.
What you're
I feel like JJ's too much of a bitch to actually do his own thing that he wanted to do.
Well, how many of you guys subscribe to the fact that they're going to use time travel to undo? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you. How many of you guys subscribe to time travel as being their main plot device?
I doubt it.
I hope they don't pull it because they use that in Rebels. Go ahead, Sal. Go ahead.
It's all they've got left. That's like their one. I hate to call it an ace in the hole, but that's the one thing that they've got. Because, like you mentioned, they've already established that it's a thing in Rebels, the space between worlds. So they're going to play into it.
Yep.
And I think it might have been Red Letter Media or someone, but I've been saying for a long time she's going to go back in time and she's going to be like Shmi Skywalker's mom or something, or there's going to be or I think was it Clone Wars, where Anakin goes to that weird space between the realms and he meets like the personification of the light and the dark. It's probably going to be like her and Kylo Ren get sucked into it, and she's going to be the personification of light, and he's going to be the dark, and they're going to be the physical embodiment of the actual Force, and they're just going to hype it up, and all the fucking people that were, you know, on the hype train and love these moves will be like, see, that's why she's so strong and powerful. It's like, no. That's not how canon works. That's not how stories work. You don't just get to, you know, slot somebody into a spot that didn't previously exist. It's not like we had this, you know, all along established in Star Wars, like, oh, there's a physical personification. It's just something that they're going to try and do to make it, to explain away why she's so powerful out of nowhere.
She's going to go back in time and teach the Force.
She's going to teach Yoda how to do it.
Well, I mean, the big clue is in the trailer. I mean, she's got the fucking lightsaber that got trashed in the last movie, like right on her belt. I mean, and the trailer goes out of it. The teaser trailer goes out of its way to show that to you.
Yeah, and also, was it Red Letter Media again that pointed out that the Millennium Falcon is shown with the disc on the top?
That I didn't notice until they noticed it. Yeah, because I thought I would have caught something like that, but I was so blasé watching that trailer that it was like instantly putting me into a coma, so I didn't even pick up on those details.
And I think it was Jeff said this, but I fully agree with him. I think we saw the end in the trailer. I'm pretty sure her jumping over the TIE fighter is going to be the last scene in the movie.
Oh my god!
Oh, if that's the way they ended, that's horrible.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what they did with the Amazing Spider-Man 2, the scene where the Rhino shows up.
Yeah,
that's the end of the movie.
Such a big slap in the face, that part. Yeah.
You know, and that was the thing. Is like that Rhino actually looked really cool. Like that was a really good looking Rhino suit.
That's the movie that everybody wanted. Yeah.
Yep.
Paul Giamatti is the Rhino.
Oh God. Yeah, it's like the suit looked cool, you know. I mean, it was just like, Paul Giamatti, a little bit.
All we see is missed opportunities.
Oh man, yeah, that was on the other day, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and it was my 4-year-old wasn't even into it. We just he kind of. You know, and he really liked he really dug Homecoming, but we've watched all the Tobey Maguire ones like multiple times, and his personal favorite is Spider-Man 3 just because he likes Venom so much. I'm like, no, that's not Venom. And then I watched the Venom movie with him, and he loved the hell out of that. So that's why we got him that 94 Toy Biz Venom figure that was still in the original box. Picked that up for like $18 at a flea market.
Nice.
So
you talking about the 10-inch one?
Yeah, yep. I've got the box right here. Actually, I'll grab it.
Nice.
Yeah, yep. But yeah, he plays with the action figure like every damn day. Like we leave the house, that's like the one he takes with him. But yeah, it's the packaging got my in-laws' basement flooded, and it was in there. And let's see, there's the camera right there, and it's kind of, if you can, I don't know if there's kind of a reflection, but there's the packaging. There she is. Yep.
When I was a kid, and if you grab him by the shoulders, you can spin his whole body around. And so I would do that, and then for some reason I picked him up by his legs and tried to do it, and I snapped one of his legs off.
Oh.
Yeah, there went Venom. Then I'll have
nice job, Sid.
Fucking lizard.
I did that. We were playing with he had the Batman the animated series, like I think it was probably around the 10. I think they made a 10-inch. He was in the gray suit, you know, with the black hood, and hit one of his legs broke off, and it got snapped it so bad I couldn't fix it, so I had to throw it away. I was pissed because I love that figure.
Yeah, that's the worst. Like, because I'm pretty good at repairing figures, especially like GI Joes and shit like that, because that's super easy. But
same.
I like to sit there and tinker and fix my figures if I can, because they're not going anywhere. They're staying in my collection. But it breaks my heart when something's so broken that I have to can't do anything with it. Like I can't salvage it for parts or anything, and that just breaks my heart.
Transformers. Oh, you can't fix a transformer once those break.
No, you cannot.
I lost Jetfire, the original die-cast Jetfire. I would kill that. That's my Rosebud. I would kill to have that thing back. That was my favorite toy forever.
That and especially on the topic of Transformers, especially when that back metal starts to flake off, I have yet to figure out how to put that back on. Other than I think there's a company in Canada that you can mail them that piece and they'll back metalize it, but I don't know how much it costs.
Damn, that's a pretty. I bet they could probably charge whatever the hell they want to do that too, because there's not too many people that could probably do that.
No, you can look. I've looked it up online, and there's ways like you can do it. But it's sorry. My office is above my garage, which is next to a very busy street. So if you hear cars and loud basses going by, I apologize.
Oh, see,
the train just went by here, so
yeah, that's. I have no soundproofing in here. But
that's all right. That's all right.
Yeah, the closest I've come to is where the hell did I put it? ETEP, you've seen my office. I gotta look. There's a chrome pen somewhere. Where the fuck did I put it? It's probably underneath a pile of Joes. What is it? It's Liquid Chrome by Molotov is like the closest I've found to vac metal. Just it's basically chrome paint, but it works pretty well. But it doesn't have that same shine, like you can't see yourself in it.
Toys used to be so cool. Damn it.
They still are.
Some of them are. If you look high and low, you can find some cool things every once in a while.
Yeah, mostly what I find is Star Wars The Last Jedi shit on clearance.
Yep. I have a backlog of pictures on my phone from my local Walmart for all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That I see, I find they're on sale.
Oh yeah, I've gone beyond my normal boundaries for toy hunting in the last 2 weeks, and every Walmart I see, I pull over, I go into, and every single one, Snoke, Rey, Jyn Erso, Han Solo from the Solo movie, all are 8 deep on the peg, and they're all on clearance for $7.
I got a lot of the snow troopers in my Walmart and Target, and
those what do they call them? The range troopers or whatever those are called.
Yeah, whatever those weird fucking things.
I bought 2 of them. Because I honestly, like I said, I'm an army builder. So any troops like that, and those as the new troopers go, they were kind of weird looking. Like they had the apple bottom jeans and the boots with the fur and everything. But that's it, man. But they were just I was I bought a couple of them. I found them at Meijer, so I bought a couple of them.
They look like cyber goth girls.
Yeah. They do.
Oh God. But yeah, so I'm and like I said, I ended up getting a bunch of the main Last Jedi character figures as presents and stuff like that. So I gave them all to my kid, and it's funny, dude, because we have a little trebuchet and we put Rey in it. We literally fire her out of the trebuchet, and Kylo Ren flies into the wall, and John Soyega, and he'll take them. And one of my friends bought him that BB-8 Snoke throne room playset, and when he opened it up, I saw Star Wars. I'm like, yay! And I saw that, I'm like, God damn it! Somebody obviously doesn't know me well enough. So they bought that for him, and it's got the Force Link bracelet and shit. And the characters say that if you leave the goddamn Force Link bracelet in the tote with his figures, it'll just sit there and go off all night. So one night we could hear it on the baby monitor in our room. I hear Rey going, "I'm Rey," and you hear, "I'm General Hux of the First Order," and Poe say, "I'm Poe Dameron of the Resistance." Just this dumb shit. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, he didn't wake up, so I snuck in his room and took it out and took the fucking batteries out of it. I'm like, no. We're not doing this. I'm not listening to these bastards all night.
Do you guys remember the Comlink toys from the Phantom Menace?
Oh, the Gillette Razor toys.
Remember the Anakin figure? You put him on there and say "Wizard."
I have a bunch of the the Comlink ones.
I remember that.
Wizard.
I feel like for that Poe Dameron figure, especially based on the sculpt and paint, they probably should have called him Slow Dameron.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish next time we do this, I'll get some of them, and if we'll just for the sake of just shits and giggles, we'll show the sculpts on some because they're really bad. Now I bought those Dark Empire. I bought a clone Palpatine, Luke and Leia from the EU in the Dark Empire saga. I opened the the guy in the store was like, "What are you gonna do with those? How are you gonna display them?" I'm like, "Out of the fucking box." He looked at me. I'm like, "Oh yeah, these are getting open. They'll probably get played with repeatedly." He was like, "I can't." That's what I said. I'm like, "Dude," I'm like,
His eyes
"I've
start
got a
twitching. He starts sweating really bad. Like,
my kid was with me in the store, and I bought him like it was one of the Power of the Force like 95 stormtroopers he saw he wanted. So he was like, "Can I have?" I'm like, "Yeah, you can get it." I was like, "Because we always buy fucking stormtroopers." So I'm like, "Yeah," and we ended up buying one of those. And he was like, "Oh," and Trey had like ripped the corner of the packaging, which I don't normally rip the boxes. I open them with a blade because I keep all the boxes from the vintage figures that I buy, and I unbox. So I do have a couple bags of those and boxes stored away. But yeah, so he ripped that, and the guy kind of started to freak out. I'm like, "I'm fucking about to pay you for it anyway, dude. Like, chill." I'm like, if you didn't want to sell it, you shouldn't have had a price tag on it.
That's the only time you'll ever see someone ever freak out about, oh, the Power of the Force 2, how dare you?
Yeah. I was like, it's you're selling me this figure for like, what is it, like $7 or something like that. It wasn't expensive, you know what I mean? I'm like, this is less than a new one in the store, man. I mean, this, the only thing it's got going for it is it's been in a package since '95. But I don't know. I was like, I'm not gonna argue with the dude. I'm just gonna come back here and buy more shit, because he had a whole setup, and it was mostly all prequel stuff, outside of those 3 EU characters that I bought. So there wasn't any like real like vintage original trilogy stuff. It was a lot of prequels, which it was very fairly priced though. So it's like and it's like right around the corner from my house. I just haven't like bought any figures recently because I've been
Ethan
stopping
Van
myself.
Sciver did a video, and he was in Orlando. Okay, so this pertains to you. All right. He was in Orlando, and I think he was a comic book store. I want to say it was a Coliseum of Comics. I can't say for sure, but he was there doing like some kind of a book signing, but he was showing all the Star Wars toys. That this place just had tons of Star Wars toys, like on a back wall, and they weren't moving. And I was just sitting there like just shaking. I'm like, oh my God, I have to go to that store. I have to go to that store so bad. I went to a Coliseum of Comics here, and all they had was friggin' Funko Pops and Hot Toys. They didn't have any Star Wars anything. So I don't know what the exact store that was in, but I would love to go there and see what they got now.
There used to be one in the Sanford Mall, which is like maybe 30 minutes away from me.
I want to say this one was in a strip mall, but I can't remember the video. It was a while back that I saw it. But yeah, they just had tons of Star Wars stuff, man. Like original stuff, Power of the Force stuff, carded, uncarded. It was just, and they were like giving, because they literally couldn't even move the old stuff. That's how much the interest had dropped down. But I'm thinking, I didn't lose interest in that old stuff. I would still buy it.
Yeah, there's 3 in Orlando.
Okay.
I would love to hear the conversations that go on in that store, because Hot Toys and Funko Pops are 2 very different types of collectors.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're buying Hot Toys, then you're doing something that I'm not doing. But if you're buying Funko Pops, then it's kind of like, again, going back to that lowest common denominator, like Funko Pops are very non-committal because they're so cheap and mass produced. That's something that a normie can buy and put on their desk at work.
Dude, I have a deposit down on the Alita Battle Angel hot toy. I say hot toy. If you're using hot toys in plural form, you probably also drive a sports car. And like you said, you're doing something that I'm not doing. So
right.
Alita will probably be the first and last one. And I'm on a monthly plan to pay it off as it is. So
right. That's I know some people that only collect hot toys, and I'm like, I don't know how you do it. I go for bulk, I guess, like especially right now, like I'm going balls deep in back into G.I. Joe because they're so cheap compared to other shit right now.
I have a ton of G.I. Joes as well. You and I should talk off air at some point. I love G.I. Joe.
I just go with whatever's cool, honestly. Just anything that I think's pretty neat, I'll collect it.
The 25th anniversary stuff that came out was very cool. I really liked what they came out with. I thought they did a pretty good job on the figures. You couldn't like take them apart like the old ones you could, but I mean they still looked good. And they had all the articulation. They resembled the old figures. They actually looked better. And they were on like the cards they were on resembled the original cards, which I appreciated as well.
Yeah, I missed out on all of those when they came out.
I got a bunch of them. I actually had to sell a couple of them because I just ran out of space, but I got a bunch of them. I got all the main guys.
Nice. You guys saw that Geek? Think Geek is going out of business.
Good.
So they're having like sales on a lot of stuff.
I might have to run down to my GameStop and see what they're giving away. Because I mean, that was my complaint is that stuff when they had it in the stores. You know, I used to work at GameStop for a long time, and I know that most of those shipments that come to the GameStops are just destroyed before they get in. So I'm like, all of those things, you have to make sure that the packaging's not damaged in transit, because most of the people that are buying those things are looking at the contents of they're looking at the box itself, and if that thing's bent, they're not buying it because it's worthless. You know, if it's going to be mint, it has to be mint in every sense of the word. You know, so them selling that stuff didn't help their business one bit. It made it worse because they had to allocate all this space for that stuff, and most of it's damaged in the store. And if it doesn't get damaged in transit, it gets damaged when little Timmy, punk ass Timmy, comes in and beats the hell out of the box. You know, throws on the floor and then walks out to the store.
Yeah, that's I go to my local GameStop very frequently, and the manager and I are on a first name basis there. But he was kind of confided in me that like how a lot of local comic book shops are kind of being flooded by all these back catalogs that no one wants. He says the same thing's happening to him with Funko Pops. They keep getting all these shipments of Funko Pops.
Oh, they're the worst.
And out of all of them, like out of the 12 that are in this particular IP, people want 2 characters and the rest just sit there until they go on like double clearance.
Fucking Beanie Babies. That's all those things are. They're Beanie Babies for millennials. Fucking hate them. Yep. Funko Pops. Worst.
I had a whole bunch of them because I was they were given to me by well-intentioned, friends and relatives. They're like, "You collect toys?" I'm like, "Yeah, not this, but thank you." And I've sold all of them for like, I don't know, I forget, like $120, like all 80 of them. So I got pennies on the dollar for it, but I got enough at the store that I went to I got enough to get a Power of the Force 2 AT-AT in the box.
I just wish I was smart enough to buy all the Carrie Fisher Pops right when she passed away so I can sell them.
True. Retire? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Retire on my Funko Pop 401k.
And leave this peasant lifestyle.
So speaking of things from the past, what about this Space Jam shit?
Yeah.
Nice segue.
Hey, Monica.
Yay!
Why don't you lead us in this, Monica? You're a huge Space Jam fan now. What do you know about the new one that's coming out?
Okay, so I officially heard that it's considered a sequel, or read. I guess I read it. So it is a sequel, and then the producer that they originally had just got booted, and they brought on a different one. He's the Malcolm Lee from Night School with Kevin Hart. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
No, nothing.
Say yes.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he is now the producer for it, and I guess LeBron is actually producing it as well. So they say. But he's gonna be playing himself, and then the girl from The Walking Dead, I don't know her name. I just know her as the Sasha Williams girl in The Walking Dead.
Oh, the chick from Star Trek Discovery.
Oh no!
Oh God!
She's gonna doom that show so bad.
Sonequa Martin Green. She played Sasha. Yeah,
so
she was.
Can't stand.
She's gonna be playing LeBron's wife.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry,
Oh
Monica.
jeez.
Is LeBron going to get up and freaking and switch teams mid movie?
Not sure.
I feel like if they want this to be I wonder if he's going to go method with it and I don't know, convert over to the NHL for a season, so that way they have something to go on in the movie.
Oh, that'd be kind of funny.
Have you seen the trailer at all for it?
There's a trailer for it?
I didn't know there was a trailer.
It's like
There's your answer.
It's not really because it's not really a trailer. Jordan released the brand Jordan released I guess a little video clip of it, and it's basically a basketball hoop that's floating around on a little satellite dish, and it's the big old monsters guy, and he's in the background going no harm no foul. So apparently the plot of this movie is they're gonna be playing in space against the monsters.
On the moon?
I guess.
Oh shit!
There's no gravity. How's the ball gonna work?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
I don't make the rules. I'm just telling you what they
Written
got
and directed
lined
by
up.
Ryan Johnson.
by Ryan Johnson. Now do the Monstars have to abide by the new hand checking rules? Because like the NBA has changed a lot since like 95 or 96 when that came out. 96. Yeah, so I mean, they're not going to be able to get away with that all that hand checking, that physicality anymore.
They're gonna flop.
They got. Yep, there's going to be a lot of LeBron. LeBron's going to make a flop joke or two in this movie. It's going to happen. He's gonna make fun of him.
They literally have him saying no harm, no foul. So I feel like it doesn't count because they're not on Earth. So
they're gonna poke each other in the eyes and blow in their ears.
It's like a Three Stooges movie.
The only thing I'm saying it now. The only thing that's going to save this movie, Lola Bunny full frontal.
Oh god.
Oh, where's LMP? Where's LMP? That's like almost like furry talk right there.
Furry convention, duh.
Yeah, he is.
Damian Lillard, he's from the Trailblazers. He literally apparently got I don't know what happened with him, but he got all offensive because somebody said that he was going to have a cameo, and he released a statement saying how significant his role is in the movie, and it's not just a cameo. Like, he made this big, huge deal about it.
Oh, you mean how fucking KK said that Luke Skywalker's role was so significant in The Last Jedi?
Yeah.
Bait and switch.
Is that another case of being honey dicked?
Yes.
Yes.
And then Don Cheadle was added to the list, but they didn't release what character he's playing. So
probably playing War Machine.
I was just gonna say he's playing fucking War Machine.
The article I was reading said that they're like the War Machine himself, Don Cheadle, is now added to the cast. So I was like, that's fine.
What if he's like a manager?
As Ernest Borgnine in Space Jam 2019.
He wasn't in Roto Rwanda or in The Wire or anything that was really good. So War Machine.
I'm kind of hoping, like, in the original Space Jam, where Bill Murray comes in at the end and is like, has his 2 plays and saves the game. I'm kind of hoping they let MJ come in and do a role like that. Just give him like a 5-minute clip in there, and
There'll
be some kind of send-off, I'm sure.
I hope that they do that and he gets injured, and on the Jumbotron they just put that meme of him crying.
That would be amazing. That would be so amazing. Crying Michael up there. Now, where's the subversion if Michael Jordan saves the day? It's got to be somebody you wouldn't expect.
Sonequa Martin.
Like writer, like
Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, Dennis Rodman.
Is he still alive?
Yes.
No.
He's going to show up in that wedding dress and everything.
I was gonna say no. He's probably on the moon somewhere, living with Kim Jong-un.
It's probably in Elon Musk's basement.
Dennis Rodman is basically, I don't know. I wonder if he's honestly as crazy as he. I think he's one of the ones that is as crazy as he tries to act like. Whereas Ron Artest was just stupid for a while.
I think we was touched as a child by literally everyone.
Oh, Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
He's more machine than man now.
Yeah.
Dennis Rodman should have been an altar boy.
If he's been living in Elon Musk's basement, would that make him Elon Musky? Wah, wah.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That's Sal Vador. Be sure to tip your waitress. He'll be here all week.
So, for real though, I was talking to ETEP earlier about rabbit holing. So, in preparation for all this, I was looking up Space Jam because I hadn't seen it since it was in theaters, and I was 9, 8, something like that. And I always like to know when I watch a movie, I try to figure out what it's actually about, not just what the story is. And the whole concept is that they're trying to take the tunes and put them on, what is that, Moron Mountain is the name of the theme park planet thing. So I'm wondering if at the time Warner Brothers were being marketed, or they were trying to market the tunes, or they were trying to keep theme parks from acquiring the tunes in their parks. Because if you look at Moron Mountain itself, then you look at the Universal Studios logo, they're very, very similar. Because the planet for Moron Mountain has that Moron Mountain thing circling around it. It's like Universal Studios has the Earth and Universal Studios is floating around it. So I'm curious to know if at some point maybe they were trying to be like, hey, we want to buy the license the tunes and put them in our park, and they were fighting against it. And I don't know, maybe they had to make a movie or had to do something in order to keep 100% control of that license before they could be sold to a theme park.
I could see them adding something to Universal Studios regarding like Looney Tunes and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they eventually did in like 2016 or some shit when I was looking it up, but I couldn't find anything specific to that time.
Well, I mean, I know they have Warner Brothers with like Harry Potter and stuff, so and they have a lot of DC stuff there. They don't have any DC rides, but in the stores they have a lot of DC like merchandise and stuff, comic books even.
They've got more Marvel rides than Disney, that's for sure.
Yeah, they sure do.
They're pretty fun.
I'm pretty sure they have more Star Wars rides at this point, and they don't have any.
I wish to God Universal would have got the Star Wars deal, man. Oh,
I think they will eventually. And I think that was the big push for them to buy was a 21st Century Fox, was to keep Fox from reacquiring the rights to Star Wars. I think that was the real reason they did that. Not to expand the Marvel universe, because I think they're smarter than that and to know that we've already that crest, like we're on that downward slope for Marvel. I think they bought it because they didn't want their somehow Fox to be able to buy those rights or get the distribution rights from Lucasfilm or something.
Something sinister.
Speaking of that, I mean, what do you guys think, real quick, about Thor 4 being confirmed? And I'm excited. I know I'm gonna catch shit for this. Taika Waititi is coming back to direct this, and I for one am like pretty stoked about it because it looks like it's gonna be Thor centric. It's not gonna feature Brie Larson's little underling Tess Thompson there. It looks like it's gonna focus more on him. You're gonna get some of probably the Guardians of the Galaxy mixed in with this one. I'm excited about it, man. I'm not gonna lie. I like Hemsworth as Thor, and I think he is interested in keeping this role as long as he can. Do you guys think he could end up as kind of like the MCU's Hugh Jackman was with Wolverine as Thor?
I don't know if I'd go that far, but you won't catch any hell from me about Taika Waititi directing because I think the guy's hilarious. And actually, I found Ragnarok to be a perfectly enjoyable film. Not very memorable, but definitely enjoyable. I wasn't bored when I was watching it, and I'm a huge fan of What We Do in the Shadows, and that was Taika Waititi is his finest, and I think the best from him is still yet to come. I would love to see him direct a Flash Gordon movie. That's what I
was. Was that the vampire movie with the Flight of the Conchords guy?
Yes, it was.
It was hilarious.
It was fantastic. They're developing it, or they're adapting it into a TV show. But yeah, it was like a reality series with 3 vampires that live in the same flat, and just they're not very good at what they do. Oh, it's great. I loved it.
But he was my number one choice when the James Gunn thing was up in the air for Guardians 3. I was like, Taika Waititi would be great. But I'm excited. That means we're getting more Korg and Meek, and Korg's fantastic. He's a better straight man than Batista is, I think.
Yep.
Speaking of Korg, it's me, Korg here. I'm here. Sal, how you doing? You like my character, bro? Me and Meek will be back. Taika's coming back to direct. We'll be back, yeah, bro. New Master 69 was kind of fucking with us again, Thor. But yeah, there's beers in the bucket. Log onto the Wi-Fi. You're free to use the password, eh? I did that.
That's not bad. That's better than I could do.
I'm gonna watch that.
You know what? I did that. I did that accent for Chris Wicks last night. He called me at around 10:30, and we talked for about an hour and a half. And I told him I says I do because we were talking about the new Thor movie. Because I just started to see some news come out about it, some videos being made and stuff like that. And I said, I got to do my Korg impression for you. I want to know what you think. I said, now don't be too judgmental because my accent to your ears is probably going to sound horrible. And he told me it wasn't bad. I don't know if he was, he said he was kind of laughing. I don't know if he's laughing with me or at me, but either way I made him laugh. But yeah, he said the cadence was on point. I just got to keep working on getting that, hitting all the notes right.
That New Zealand accent is really difficult to nail, man. Like with practice, you can get Australian, you can get British, but New Zealand, they're a whole different breed.
He explained like the dynamic to me of the New Zealanders or the Kiwis as they call them. He explained all that to me. So it's kind of cool to like be able to like have somebody that lives in Australia to be able to like actually explain that dynamic. So
they call themselves Kiwis.
Yep.
That's what they call the New Zealanders. Yeah, Kiwis.
That's kind of a slang term for a New Zealander, a Kiwi.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's a thing.
Yep, but they've only been like a country for like 150 years, though. It's not like they're like this old, and he explained to me like the settlements on it, which, like I said, it's really cool because I'd never really studied New Zealand that much, so and we're kind of and that's actually tonight is like in my video last night I did was the first time I've actually said his name correctly. I usually just butcher it, and I think a lot of you guys have heard me say it like just every which way but correct. So I mean,
if you think about a car, if you're describing it like it's a car and a boat at the same time, you'll just kind of roll off your tongue. It's a Taika Waititi.
Taika Waititi. But yeah, Thor. They were talking about some of the stuff with Thor 4 was kind of interesting as far as how it will play into the MCU, and they talked about a potential release date of the November 2021 slot, which February 2021, November and May, I believe it is, have releases that year. So you got 3. But the other 2 Thor movies or 3 Thor movies were all released, I believe, in the November spot. I think 2021 is going to be that February spot's going to be Black Panther 2, but I don't know what's going to be the middle of the road slot there.
I kind of feel sorry for Chris Hemsworth though, because it's like he hasn't been able to transist outside of the Marvel universe. Like people love him in the Marvel universe, but like seems like every movie that he shows up in outside of the MCU, not good.
Yeah. Men in
Black International, not good. The Heart of the Sea, not good.
Wasn't he in the Point Break remake?
Didn't watch it. Couldn't tell you.
I haven't seen it either. I just know there was a remake.
If so, not good.
Not good. No, the original with Keanu was fine with me, and Gary Busey. I was like, I'm good with that.
He showed up for half a minute as James T. Kirk's dad in the Star Trek reboot, and then the next time I saw him, he was Thor. So that was,
See, and that right there is why it behooves him to just stay in the MCU. Just don't just sell the farm, man. Just make Thor your career. I mean, he's what, like in his mid 30s? I mean, he's in great shape. He's a good looking dude. He's a good actor enough to make people care about the character of Thor. Which I never read the Thor comics, but I really dig. I like Thor 1. Thor 2 has kind of grown on me a little bit. I love Ragnarok, and I really liked him in the Avengers movies. So I think
my only concern is they keep making him into a bigger boob. Like with each movie, he gets more and more stupider as time progresses. I mean, he's funny for sure, but he's also stupid. So stupid.
I want to see him go on an adventure in the space and find the Silver Surfer.
That'd be awesome.
That would be a movie I'm down for.
That'd be awesome.
Did you hear any of those rumors about that, Cody?
No.
About them actually now this is I think a lot of this is conjecturing, but they were talking about possibilities, and it was a couple bigger channels too that I was watching last night that were kind of tossing us around, and this goes into the ghost Facebook pages that have been reserved under character names that belong to Marvel. Did you guys didn't read anything about that either, did you? Because I was all into this shit.
No, we don't read. Words are hard.
No, I mean just into I don't know how into this, because a lot of people have checked out of the MCU. You know what I mean? So I don't I don't really I dig the spoilers. So, and they were talking about possibly tying in this, using the Silver Surfer as a Thor villain to bridge to Galactus, and how they're going to introduce Adam Warlock in Guardians 3.
That I'm looking forward to.
Yes, I mean we've been waiting since the second Guardians of the Galaxy movie for Adam Warlock, and who are they going to cast as him? And what about Beta Ray Bill? Sal, you and I have talked about that. Is he still there?
Hello.
His mic's muted.
Oh, okay. But no, now I know you guys are probably familiar with Beta Ray Bill, so they're going to introduce him into the MCU eventually, and they were kind of talking about where they thought about doing it, and They weren't leaning towards Thor 4 because that might be done before Guardians 3 is. So, it might be in Guardians 3 that they introduced Beta Ray Bill. I had to look up the character to get, background info on him because I wasn't sure about who he was. And I found out he actually wielded Mjolnir, which I was kind of, a lot of people have actually held Mjolnir in the comics.
I never say that word right ever.
It's difficult.
It's a hammer.
I practice
It's a
it,
hammer.
and then I can repeat it after I say it a couple times, but then I'll instantly forget it, and I'll mess it up every time.
You know who pronounces that the best is Andre from Midnight's Edge. I think he says that like damn near perfect. I love Midnight's Edge though. I watch
That
the
dude
hell
has
out
a
of that.
cool voice. I can listen to that guy talk all day. He's
Okay, cool. It's not just me because I'm like,
no, he's awesome.
love he's so like knowledgeable about it too. Like he's really cool to listen to. Him and Rob.
And I love it when he tries to drive a point. He kind of
Yes.
and lets all the air come out all at once.
Yep.
That's my worst Andre impression ever, but
But no, I got you, man. But yeah, so I mean, we're gonna get some Asgardians of the Galaxy in Phase 4, I think. So this is, we're getting a fourth Thor movie, not Iron Man, not Captain America. Thor is getting a fourth movie. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm excited to see where they're gonna go with it. The rest of we got the Eternals and Black Widow coming out next year.
I think they're keeping Thor on hand as their ace in the hole in case all their new properties fail. It's like, well, we can always do another Thor movie. They're like kids like those, yeah. So we'll just do a Thor 6, 7, and 8. Yeah.
Because
they can for Beta Ray Bill.
Nice. I still want to see somebody buy the Avengers Tower in New York and them fucking finally introduce Norman Osborn. God damn it! In the Sinister Six. Yep. Yes, from the Fantastic Four. Yep. Yes. That poster, there was a fucking movie poster they released. I think it was a Spider-Man poster that referenced that. Did you see that, Sal?
How long ago was this? Because the one I can remember was a long time ago, back when Avengers, like the first one came out. They were talking about how it was supposed to be in the background.
Well, they referenced the Fantastic Four it was a Spider-Man poster I was watching, and I think it was Emergency Awesome or Everything Always, one of their videos last night. And he had a freeze frame, and there's the letters 1, 2, 3, 4 in different colors representing every member of the Fantastic Four, and it was like Baxter Street and like the two cross streets were there. So it was like a fucking Easter egg Fantastic Four in the Spider-Man in one of the Spider-Man posters. It was like
I have yet to see a Fantastic Four movie that's better than the Roger Corman one that never got released.
And you never will.
No,
nope.
That's still the best one that I've seen.
Which one was that, from the mid-90s?
Yeah. Yeah,
okay.
the one that they basically released but didn't put out into theaters. They just made the movie just so they could hang on to the rights.
Yeah, what is it? Every 7 years they have to make one to hold on. I mean, they can't now since Disney bought them. It was like every 7 years they had to make it in order to keep it. That's why we have shitty Hellraiser movies. Because
this movie had like a budget of whatever's laying around your room at the time, all right, and whatever's loose change was left in the sofa, and yet everybody that was involved with the movie just completely committed.
That's the best.
Yeah, no, yeah. If you ever get a chance to watch it on YouTube, man, treat yourself. It's actually, if you can get past the ridiculously bad special effects and costumes, it's a good damn movie, actually.
Nice.
Does that sound like a watch party right there?
Yeah,
that's on YouTube.
100% a watch party. Yep.
I'm booking that right now. So
I think I heard this is a rumor online, but I completely support it. Is David Harbour as the Thing?
I hope he's better than he was as Hellboy, because he really disappointed me as Hellboy.
I like that movie.
I gave him the chance, man, but it looked like he was struggling with that role. Like he was trying, but
it wasn't made for him.
He didn't embrace it. Yeah, it just did. He looked like he was struggling with the makeup, and that's where Ron Perlman just made that makeup part of his character. It just because he's done that before, you know what I mean? Whereas
Right.
David Arbor probably was he looked very uncomfortable. He looked miserable. The makeup was miserable, and I think it's because he was miserable under the makeup. And it just there's so many things that just didn't work about that for me, man.
Yeah, I liked the movie only because it's the same reason why I liked the third Jeepers Creepers movie. I don't know if anyone has seen that one or not.
No,
But
it's
I
Yeah.
haven't seen that one yet.
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
it's I liked that movie for the same reason that I liked Hellboy, because Jeepers Creepers 3, for those who haven't seen it, spoiler alert, it takes place in like the mid 2000s, and it was made like a movie from the mid 2000s. It was very meta, and that's what I liked about it. And the same thing with Hellboy. I think they tried to make it as like, the ultra violence of the late 90s. I feel like that's what they were going for. They're going for that aesthetic of like the, Saturday matinee, like popcorn cruncher, where it was just ultra violence, over the top theatrics and everything. And they were making it like a superhero movie from the time when Hellboy was first being published. Now, that's where I think they were trying to go with. It doesn't take away, or it doesn't excuse the fact that the script wasn't that great and the storytelling was kind of wonky. But that's
The problem
what I
with the
liked
storytelling, man, is they kept giving backstories to people that just really were not interesting enough to deserve backstory.
Right, they didn't need it. It was
just every time they did that, it derailed the movie like even more and more, to the point where I'm like, oh fuck you already. After about the fourth or fifth origin backstory, I'm like, will you just stop it already? Just stop it.
I feel like they were trying to make their own micro universe inside that one movie.
They were, yeah. It was like a BVS, only done way better than BVS. I can't believe I'm saying that, but it still was just not good. I like I said, I was excited that it was going to be an R-rated movie. I was like, I'll give David Arbor the benefit of the doubt. The trailer looked really good. I went to go see it, and I was just like, it was just instantly disconnected, because it just none of it felt right at all.
And
it just, yeah.
I think we can all agree that Bruce Campbell would have been a much better Lobster Johnson.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Lobster Johnson reveal was the best part of the movie, and it's like a post credit sequence, like,
because he's in the very beginning, but they acknowledge him kind of by name at the very end. Up until I think they just call him the Lobster.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't know who that is, it just goes over your head like, who the fuck is that? I think that's also the thing, is that some of us have not the blessing, but like the understanding of who these characters are before we saw the movie. So if you don't know anything about Hellboy and you went and saw it, you'd be like, who the fuck are these people? But if you've read the comics, you at least have a familiarity with these characters, so you know who they are.
Which seems silly to me, because they at least had a pre-established audience that loved the first two movies, and if they would have just let Del Toro do his third movie, they would have probably had a lot more success. They could have made a decent Hellboy 3 with maybe less of a budget than Hellboy 2. And what I would have done is not put it out in the movie theaters. I would have put it directly to Netflix.
Yep.
But
or directly to HBO, so that way he can be as gory or as vulgar as the character needs to be.
Exactly. Yeah, because I was all on board for an R-rated Hellboy movie, but just not this cast and not this bad of a script. And talk about a waste of Milla Jovovich, man. I love her, but God, she was like, it's like if you took and just chopped every dialogue from every mustache twirling oil can Harry villain that you've ever seen in any movie ever, and just spliced, like threw it down on the floor and taped it together. That was all of her dialogue in the movie. It was so
true.
bad.
It was bad.
Ugh.
However, I will never get tired of seeing her on film, because every single movie she's in, we see hashtag all of Milla Jovovich.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm one of the ones that showed up to theater to see her in at least one or two of the Resident Evil movies, and those movies are terrible. But hey, Milla Jovovich, y'all.
Yep.
She radiates early 2000s, mid 2000s.
Hell yeah.
She radiates in my pantaloons.
I can still, oh god, still that outfit she was rocking in The Fifth Element, man. That is
multi-pass.
Yeah, I'll give her a multi-pass.
If you can find it in a video store, Pete, make sure you find the extended collector's edition on DVD, where they're showing you the makeup test. It is some hot footage.
That
will be worth a look at.
That was a rocking cast too in that whole movie.
Yep.
Oh god, yeah, it was. I just watched that the other night. That movie's amazing still. It holds up too, I think, anyway. it's a fun movie to watch, man. You got Tiny Zeus Lister's the president. You know, Debo's the president.
Yep.
I remember seeing that in the movie theater. And I'm
Bruce?
like, this is the weirdest fucking movie I've ever seen, and I think I love it. I just remember thinking that the whole time I'm watching it, this is so bad. I love it.
We're going to start this hashtag, and I feel like we can do it. I feel like they need to release like a definitive, ultimate collection of all the extra footage, cutting room floor stuff that they have. And we'll call it the Meat Popsicle Edition.
Oh,
Hashtag Meat Popsicle Edition.
Yep.
Let's get that going. Yep. Hashtag Meat Popsicle Edition of The Fifth Element. Hey, Chris Wicks is back in the chat. Hey, Chris.
Hey.
Welcome back, Chris.
Wonderful.
What's up?
Welcome back. Hashtag Meat Popsicle Edition.
What they should have done, they should have taken Hellboy, made it a TV show, and then had Sam Raimi and Guillermo, whatever, how do you say his name, Del Toro.
Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm tired. But anyways, should have had him and Sam Raimi direct the TV show. Just put it on Netflix.
Spanish for William. That's my 2 cents. Hope you liked it.
Enjoy your Spanish lesson. That was free. Next one's going to cost you.
God damn it. I only have cans of LaCroix. I can't pay you with anything else.
I also accept the cans of
Champagne with LaCroix.
You didn't throw all those cans of LaCroix yet?
I bought some more.
I thought you were going to throw all those at somebody.
I did. I hit him, but I just wanted more.
You willingly went into a store and you took money out of some kind and you paid for LaCroix.
Publix, to be exact.
What's wrong with
if you wanted LaCroix, all you have to do is plug in an old TV and lick the static off the screen.
Yes.
Doesn't taste the same.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's great.
Oh, hashtag don't lick the static off the TV, kids.
Oh,
Hashtag don't
You're
lick
not
the
supposed to do that?
I don't know. You know, who knows what's right or wrong anymore.
God, suddenly bacon's not
So
good for you. Then it is. Oh my.
You know, I just eat it. You know, it's like whatever. I'm just gonna eat this bacon. It's fucking
This
delicious.
is a house of learned doctors.
You and your mom are just
We are this. So what else has everybody got here? Anybody else got anything?
I had a topic, but I'm thinking it's getting kind of late. Maybe I'm just going to hold off on it.
We can do that because we've been going for a hot minute here.
Yep.
And I really appreciate you guys sticking around this long for a blazing about a 2.5 hour edition of the Place to Be reviews. So with that being said, I'd like to thank first my co-host Monica, if she's still awake. Thank you, Monica.
You're welcome. I'm still awake.
For the Mad Libs. It sounds like she just woke up. Actually, her mic wasn't muted though, so I know she didn't fall asleep. So
I'm so tired.
And so thank you for putting together the Mad Libs tonight, and I'll thank everybody from left to right. Thank you, Cody, Goober Brothers Entertainment. Go ahead and tell us what you got going on, what's coming down the pipe. I just listened to the 2 episodes of your podcast this afternoon while I was working on the outline for the show, and I enjoyed your take on the Star Wars, man.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah. Goober Brothers Entertainment. We are on YouTube. Go subscribe if you haven't already. We're also on Anchor, and that sends our content to Spotify and iTunes and other websites I don't know of. I don't care. And we're also on Instagram, so go follow us on Instagram. And if you want to, keep in touch a little bit more. So, yep.
Well, thank you, sir. You are always a great guest, and have been on the podcast and now the YouTube channel on multiple times. So I'm grateful to have you as a guest. And
thank you, man. I appreciate being on here. I like it. It's fun.
Absolutely, man. It's always a good time. Next on our list, the Groovinator. Take it away, Groove.
Hey, what's up, everybody? You can find me at www.raidersoflostvflicks.com. And, of course, we're all over social media. We've recently got an Instagram. Thanks to Monica for setting that up for me. So awesome for her to do that for me. And I'm on Twitter. and Facebook. We have a Facebook group. We write articles about famously bad movies, famously bad movies, and just bad movies all around. And sometimes we talk about new movies too, if they're important enough. And then, of course, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'm trying to get to 300 subscriptions so I can do a watch party for Miami Connection, which is my absolute favorite worst movie ever. You'll be having a
I'm
good time
excited
if we
about
hit that. And I'm probably going to have some of these guys join me when we do that watch party. So please spread the word, help a guy out.
Yes.
And I promise, I know I'm behind. My dog is having liver failure, so I've been behind in my work. I will try to get some new articles up on RaidersLostFlix.com as soon as possible. So thanks for your patience.
And thank you for being on the program again. And on the podcast now multiple times. So I thank you, man. I appreciate it, and I
love doing it.
I have
Thank
an
you.
article in the works for you. I do, man. I love having you on. I got an article in the works for your website. Like I said, I'll have a few kidless days before I go on vacation this week. So I'm going to be putting out a lot of content, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But I want to get to my next guest and thank him for being here. For the first time, his debut on The Place to Be, Mr. Sal Vador of 2 Cent Toys. Thank you, Sal.
Hi. Oh shit, that was the intro. Yes, I'm Sal Vador. A lot of people will recognize my name from the World Class Bullshitters because I'm always sending in super chats. I moderate the chat over there. I have my toy channel, 2 Cents Toys. It's spelled out 2 Cents Toys. I review toys. I'm got a lot of coals in the fire on that channel. It's mostly modern toys at this point because that's what gets the views, but I'm starting to move over towards my vintage collections. And you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Instagram seems to be the most popular one for my toy channel, but I'm going strong with 43 subscribers over there, which means Shartimus, I'm coming for you, bud.
Nice. Well, good. I'm glad everybody's getting some channel growth. Adam, your channel has grown really well. Cody's up and coming. Sal's got a nice little channel going. We're kind of all carving out our niche here on the on this our little corner of the fandom menace here, and that's what it's all about, man. That is exactly what it's all about. And as far as me, what am I working on? I've got an article I'm working on for Raiders of the Lost Flicks. I am also going to do some editing on Tap's work this weekend. And I have to put together a little promo package for him. I got a couple of videos working. I said tomorrow we'll have trailer reactions to 3 from Hell and probably Crawl. I haven't really done one to Crawl yet, and that movie I'm really excited to see that because it looks like a bigger budget Sharknado.
Oh, damn it. I just remembered. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I got to put this out there.
No.
Trailer reaction tomorrow for It Chapter 2. They're putting a brand new trailer up. So if you guys are fans of that, I'll definitely be doing a video on that.
Can't freaking wait.
Me too, buddy.
Go
ahead, Pete. Sorry. I had to get that out there before I forgot.
No, I would rather have you interrupt me and get that out there and get you a few more views on the video, man. That's what it's about. So absolutely. And with that being said, like I said, next week I will be on vacation. We'll be doing a normal edition of the podcast on Monday night over on Anchor. And then Tuesday night, I am toying with the idea of doing a live stream if I have anybody that wants to jump on for a abridged version of the podcast, not a 2.5 hour marathon like we're at tonight, almost 3 hours now. We'll be about an hour and a half on Tuesday night, and I'll have some videos cranked out, probably at least a half dozen videos between Sunday and Wednesday of next week before I leave. So that's what's going on. And we, of course, Adam and I and Tap, who's not with us anymore this evening. I mean, he didn't leave us for like life. He just left us for the evening. We killed him. I'm not even fucking. We offed him. But no, we're all on the Fancast this Friday night. Go on over there and subscribe. We are on every Friday night, 8:30 Eastern time. That is the Fancast channel, FANCAST. You heathens. There's a T at the end. With that being said, I am Etep Okuin of the Place to Be Reviews. This has been episode 44. Who are these people? My guests, Cody of Goober Brothers Entertainment, Groovinator from Raiders of the Lost Flicks, Sal Vador of 2 Cents Toys, and of course, my awesome co-host, Monica, the #1 spot on the roster. Loudy, we wish you were here, buddy, but I know you're handling the butt stuff, so that's okay. With that being said, I am Etep Okuin. Hey, have a great day and a pleasant tomorrow. Goodbye.
Peace.
I